for being
You're live.
more. Thank you, Arza.
Oh shit.
That's yeah.
Yeah, there's no point to not know we're live.
You just broke Theo by doing
God
that. You know
damn it! That broke
Wait.
my immersion. I
Nuke
was
it.
just.
Nuke it,
I was
start
in
over.
mid monologue. You.
I am
cunt.
so sorry. It would be nice if you said that you were going to do that. I thought you hit by accident and we're about to say something bad.
No, I.
We have to nuke it and start over.
No, I can't. We're not nuking it and starting over. We're just. God damn it! I was.
if you are,
waxing-
make sure you say something inappropriate right before you nuke
Exactly.
Yeah.
it.
Bless America. I was
Okay,
just
okay.
about to.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what was I gonna say? Yeah, I gotta give credit to women for being attractive because guys, it's pretty much like looks is really like a pass fail thing, and if you can't pass that, then you're not like the
Yep.
you know. But with women, they're attracted to like a wide variety of things. You gotta have like a whole matrix of things they could potentially be attracted to. So there's a wide variety of guys that are considered hot. Like Travis Kelce is hot and Russell Brand is hot. And they're very different, you know. There's a lot of ways a guy can be hot to women, but there's only so many ways a woman can appeal to men, and it's kind of pass fail, you know. And you know, it's like if the girl you like doesn't find you hot, then you can be funny. But if the guy you like doesn't find you hot, that's kind of it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you want to know what I need to kind of get into comedy because maybe that'll bring up my stock level just a little bit with the ladies because the radio face is not doing it.
No. It's I got to tell you, you got to do comedy for a while before it helps you with women. Like a lot of because here's the thing: at the beginning, they're like, "Oh, okay," and it becomes like disqualifying, you know, for a lot of women. I'll be honest
Makes
with you.
sense.
It's not as I had to go for a while. I was telling chicks this. I went to law school, so I was telling chicks that I was in law school. I was going to be a lawyer, and so I had to go from that to telling chicks that I was a comedian. I don't know if you know that the difference in quality between. I used to bang chicks who bang lawyers, and now I bang chicks who bang road comics. That's a significant decline in quality. I gotta be honest with that's dropped off quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
like
in mind, lady T will be at shows and he'll be available.
This is what I'm saying. I don't even want to fuck the girls who want to fuck me because it's like, oh, sweetheart, you fuck losers. I get it. That's not cool. I don't want to be with somebody who fucks losers. You know what I'm saying? You get like,
Hey, you want to know what the sympathy bang is necessary from time to time, though.
It's not though. I want to earn it. I don't want your fucking pity. I want to earn it. You know?
Okay, well, I'm
They're
not
doing it for
opposed to
clout,
that.
dude.
So
Dude,
you want to know what? You can come to me if you want to give me a pity. I'm just saying.
Listen, I've had that so many times. I've had where chicks are like, "Oh, you just look like you need one," and it's like, "No, stop." It's like you could just tell you.
Okay.
work hard and you deserve
So
one.
when do they start doing that?
I don't know. Like that's usually God after
He's
after
asking
comedy
for a
shows.
friend.
They're
She's
talking
asking
to
for
me.
a friend.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
some
ask your
research.
friend. Like what age? You know.
like
You have your notepad out, you're
like
taking notes,
28
right?
is when I noticed that the power dynamic had shifted permanently.
My
Like,
poor friend will
I
have to
just-
wait 6 years.
Like, no, when I was 28, that was when I noticed that all of a sudden girls were hitting on me and I didn't have to chase them as much. And then after a while, I noticed that like girls were trying to actively to impress me. And then after that, I just stopped being scared of women. And that's
Do you
about when
think
it
it's
shifts.
about age, or is it that you just started to look like their dad?
It's both. Okay, so it's a little bit of both. It's like if you they like it when you look a little older, right? That's part of it. Two, it's like life experience. Like I was talking to a girl the other night. This just happened after the show. This ties into what I wanted to talk about. So I was at the show. And I was talking to this girl after, and she was like, I forget something. She said something, but she was like, "Oh, you're just intimidated by me." And I was like, "See, whenever a woman is unlikable, she has to cope by saying that men are intimidated by her." This is what I was talking about earlier because I had been talking about that earlier. And then she was like, "Nuh-uh," and she was like, "Are you intimidated by me?" And I was like, "No, honey, no. I'm not intimidated by you." And the thing is, she doesn't understand the difference. Like what I had to do to get her attention versus what she had to do to get my attention. To get my attention, she had to go to hi Selena. To get my attention, she had to go to a comedy show in a low-cut shirt. That was it. She just had to be born and show up there in a shirt. Right? That was
maybe
it.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Start going to comedy shows with low-cut shirts. Maybe I'll
no, that's not it. No, because here's what I had to do, Emerald. I had to produce a comedy show with money that I made from comedy. Okay. The amount of shit I had to do to get to that point. I had to be homeless a couple of
If you picked
times.
him up, you know what it
I
was.
had to like fucking get booed off stage. I had to like, you know, I was working like 70 hours a week at a car lot, taking the bus everywhere, doing open mics at night. And like, just to try to like serve, because I didn't have a fucking car and I wanted to do comedy, you know, and I was like basically living out of a duffel bag. I was homeless like 3 or 4 times. So by the time I get to this situation where I'm on stage and you're in the audience with a low cut shirt and all you fucking did was show up, no, bitch, I'm not scared of you. And I'm not gonna be, you know, because I fucking almost died to get here. And that's what I had to do to be attractive to you. You just had to show up, but I had to fucking bleed for this. And they don't get that. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's what I'm started on this morning. I've had some coffee. Iron and Selena are here. How are you guys doing?
Good to see you. You know, when you come in halfway, I was like, whoa, is this the right show or am I at an AA meeting?
Hey, just so you know, we're live, okay?
God,
I see that.
I was.
Jeez.
Okay. Theo, I've never been on a show where people just cold start it like that without anything going on. And I've been on shows where like people have accidentally hit the live button early, so I thought you hit it. Because I wasn't expecting you to just start.
He straight up said we're gonna talk and just gonna go live.
Yeah, that's what's so frustrating.
said that
Is
right before
I
you said
literally
that.
I explained what I was gonna do right before I did it.
I
and
thought
he
you were
still
waiting-
Didn't recognize it.
I thought you were waiting for Iron and Selena to show up.
Dude, it's this whole generation, man. I'm telling you, they just don't fucking listen.
Don't
They have
listen.
no attention.
You
span.
said you were waiting for Selena and Iron.
I did not. I said the opposite.
He said
Oh,
they'll
wait,
be in
we're
here in
live?
5 minutes. We'll wait a few minutes and then we'll just talk and go live.
Yeah, and then
Should have set up a signal.
So
No.
everyone, welcome to Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass, and this is how the show starts.
yes, this is how it starts. I just kind of jump into the conversation.
My last time being on here, I think.
Yeah, it's
Right
all
on,
right.
right
It's early. He's got to get the pink Moscato going. I mean, it's already been a rough one.
I
Generate a little confusion right from the get-go. I dig it.
So I wanted to tell you guys about something. Almost everyone I wanted to tell is here, so this is good. So I had this experience after a show. This past Thursday, I shot my crowd work show, and there was a girl there who was great for crowd work. She was a ton of fun because she decided she was not really this like pompous and self-absorbed, but she decided to kind of like posture as being like a very pompous, self-absorbed, you know, woman who lacked self-awareness. So it just like played into a lot of my material and my anyway, it worked great. She was a lot of fun. I was talking to her after the show. This is what she is. She is a current OnlyFans or former OnlyFans model, current receptionist at Planned Parenthood, who is chronically single and has no idea why, and obese also. That was important.
Make
too.
her a panelist.
Right.
Did you get
That's
her
what I was-
contact info.
Dude, that's what I was. Dude, she was fucking perfect. And here's the thing: I told her straight to her face that I think abortion is killing a baby. She told me she was an OnlyFans model, and I was like, oof. And she's like, hey, we don't slut shame here. I was like, I fucking do. That's shaming this right now. Right to her face. I told her, you know, I don't really think you should have a job. You're a receptionist. That's not a job. You should be at home with a baby. Like I told her that to her face. I told her, I don't really think you guys should. I think you are allowed to be mad at me for stuff I do in your dreams. But if you're going to be like that, you can't pick the president. I think that's fair. Told her straight to her face all this stuff. And you know what they said back? Like, and she was like, her friend was like, oh, he wants to put you in a Handmaid's Tale outfit. She's like, I would look cute in one. Like she was into it, dude. I'm telling you,
man.
and listen, and her and her friend, I talked to them and I was like, see, you can say whatever you want about guys who are like pro patriarchy, but I'm honest with you about what I think. And they're like, yeah, liberal men are gay. They said this to me. They actually said they can't date liberal men.
So long as it
It
doesn't go
sucks.
the other way.
So there's stuck fucking men that they hate who
Yes,
have opposing
yes.
ideals. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
And this is they admitted that this was a real problem. You know, they talked to me a lot about porno books.
No, honey, you're the problem.
Yes,
We don't see
yes.
the trend. Have you not seen the trend of women complaining about not being able to find masculine men who aren't
Yes.
conservative?
Yes, but
Because
here's
they don't
the thing.
exist.
This is the thing. That's exactly right. Like, and so, at the end of the conversation, we argued about all this stuff, and then I gave her a big hug, told her, and then she said she was really excited to go to the next show. Like, we got a lot. Like, I said all that shit to her face.
I'm
and
not
she was
even-
still fucking into me.
I
And
have
she
to
had
ask-
a good back and forth, man. Yeah, definitely get her contact info. Bring her on. Say, you
I
got a
have to ask, did you give
webcam?
her a
That's
big
kind of a
hug?
stupid question, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure she's got webcam.
No,
He's
yeah,
more of an auditory.
she definitely
OnlyFans.
has a webcam.
So,
With
Theo,
a remote and a ring light.
Hey,
Yeah.
Did you give her a big hug, as in you like squeezed tightly, or you took a lot of space to get around her?
It was a both and. I like the girls that go squish when you hug them, though. I do like that. I like a little give. I like a little girth. You know what I'm saying?
hey, you know what you like. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. No, it's like, but no, it was like this experience that, because I was at one point I was arguing with like 4 different women at the same time about all this stuff, and they were all like doing their best to take me out, and none of them were really getting. I was kind of like I
Cannot wait to see this.
I was in my element. I was having a lot of fun, and then. But like what was crazy about it is like they all kind of agreed with me, because there was a couple things I said. I was like, where do we get this idea that men should be splitting the bill? Men got to be taking care of everything. I do think men should be more responsible, because I don't think
Mhm.
women should be allowed to do anything. So because of that, men have to be more responsible, right? But here's the thing. I said that explicitly, didn't hide the ball at all, didn't finesse it, and they were completely on board with it. I think the only thing that's like separating it is like, I think as soon as like a lot of these like super like feminist women who are like all like, because there's feminism, like the feminism that I'm really talking about is this kind of like Gen Z feminism, which basically means women can do whatever they want and don't have
That
to
belongs
face
to
any
the
accountability
millennials.
at all.
But the
Yeah,
thing is,
and
they
that's
don't
our
really
point.
want to do anything. They're also very lazy.
That's it. Like, here's the thing. What they really want is, I think they actually, like, if they were in the presence of like masculine men that they thought were responsible, that they could trust and that they could rely upon, then I think they would fall in line like that. But I think they're looking around and they're not seeing any of that.
Look,
And a
I'm not
lot of
having
them-
that experience.
Yeah. What? Well, hold on. I didn't hear what he said, so now I'm fucked. I'm out of the loop. But
I said I'm
was
not having that experience. It was a self-deprecating joke.
oh gosh.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, that's what-
gotcha.
That's what.
Well,
I'm
no, that's
saying.
the thing about age that helps too, is because we start to look like their dads.
Yes.
We're getting closer and closer to looking like their grandfathers. So I mean, it's already an automatic expectation of being a provider, giving exactly what they need.
Well, I think it's like a little bit too like well, you gotta think the phone is like telling them to be terrified of everything, and a lot of them were like abandoned by their dads, or it's like either dad wasn't present or his presence was the problem, right? So then you end up like messed up straight out of the gate, and then you end up like. And then all the men they look around are like weak and ineffectual. So it's like I kind of don't blame them for thinking that they have to do everything themselves, you know, because they're not seeing like men that they can rely upon, you know, out there in
Yeah.
the world. Like I kind of don't blame them.
Oh no, you can see that plenty of. You can see that plenty in the relationships. That's the reason like a lot of modern relationships don't work. Is because a lot of times it comes back to, I mean, it's the old psychology, the aspect. Men look for women that are going to be kind of conform to what their mother was, and women
Sure.
look towards conforming towards what their father was.
Yeah. So if
Because
your
that's
dad was a dick, what do
that's
you
the
do?
representation of what a man should be or what a woman should be.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
fucked in.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
My mom
Yeah.
was woo.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us are in that situation where we look at it's like, fuck, that's my example. What the fuck do I do with that? Jeez. So yeah, I kind of don't blame him. And I talked to this girl. I won't put her business out there because I might bring her on the show later because that's actually a really good idea. I should do that. I'm not gonna put her business out there. But like, yeah, she had a tough time coming up, like straight out the gate. So it's like based
What's
on
it
what she
because her
told me.
niece wouldn't support her?
Yeah. Well, here's the
What's the?
here's the thing.
Yeah, you are doing a great job
Wow.
derailing today, Art. It's like,
That's
awesome.
foul. That's so foul. No, well, here's the thing. I'm not surprised that she ended up, going down the direction she went on. But also, like, I noticed, like, the second she was in the presence of a calm, confident, self-assured man, even one that really disagreed with her, she felt right in line. She said, I told her she was my favorite audience member, and she said I activated her praise kink. That's like fucking just
That's
Anyways,
a new one.
you know
I
what
have
a
never
praise
heard
kink is?
of praise
She's
kink.
actually honest about it. She's just
Yeah.
giving, attention
Yes.
seeking a new word.
yes, it just that was too okay. So I have this thing. I'm gonna put you guys up on game real quick. You guys might want to take notes. So if I'm in the present, if I'm having a conversation with a girl and I suspect that she's kinky, but she hasn't said it explicitly, and I'll say, "Ooh, sounds like you need a guy with a strong grip," and I'll kind of like flex my hand like that, and I'll see what she's at. And based on how she reacts to that, I'll know. Because if she's really kinky, then she'll be like, "Oh shit," right? And there'll be like a little subtle thing just between us. So I did that when I was talking to this girl, and she said, "Yes, no, really, I enjoy being choked." And I was like, "Okay, that's not now. It's not
No,
subtle.
wow.
That was supposed to be just us that got that. Now everybody's in on it. That's not."
Don't just have her on the panel. I think you need to marry this woman.
Well, listen,
yeah.
I don't think Gen Z knows how to flirt. I
No,
really don't.
no, we
I-
don't.
Because
You
like
know-
that was supposed to be like a little subtle thing between just her and me. I was being funny. That was a little wink and a nod thing, and then she just like made it a part of. Now my homeboy knows, her homegirl knows. We're all.
But here's
know
the
what I
thing,
mean?
Theo. When men flirt in Gen Z, they get called a bunch of words. And when women flirt, men assume it isn't flirting because if we assume it's flirting, we get called a bunch of words.
Then
Right.
you could go to jail for, responding.
I wouldn't
all
like
I know
to
is
not get
I've
kicked out
been
of
called
school.
all I know is I've been called oblivious. Women, I have had friends that we've gone out. Women have hit on me, or
Yeah.
have made themselves very apparent they're interested, and I
Yeah.
never fucking notice it.
Mm.
But everyone else noticed it. Oh man, she was all over you. So this goes back to when I was in the Navy. We were at the gym,
Mm.
morning workout before work starts. So it was me and a couple guys in my department. Well, they're over playing racquetball, and it's got a glass door. I mean, the whole wall is glass, so they can see through. And I guess there's this woman that was following me and going to every machine right next to me that I moved to. Never saw her, anything. It's like, yeah, this woman, yeah, she was following you. She literally went to every machine right next to you. And I'm like, what? I never even saw her.
You could have 6 stalkers right now and not know it.
Possibly.
So I was going to ask you one day if you can
That's a
please
common
advise
experience. What do you think, Arza? Do you think maybe women are like rabidly horny
Okay.
for you and you just don't
Yeah,
notice?
but your markers, I
No,
don't know anything.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
near 100%
Yeah.
chance of that not being the case.
Gotcha. Okay.
Otherwise, well, I'm in class and I'm constantly talking in class, and most people just argue.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it really is tough, Arza. I wanted you to hear this story because for me, it was a huge white pill because I had always suspected that this would be true, that I could just, that like this pressure that men feel to like hide and apologize for their existence and pretend to be feminist, I think is like counterproductive and like not actually consistent with what women want. And they said it explicitly that they thought, liberal men were gay and it's almost impossible to find men they're attracted to in their political affiliation, and that they're with a male feminist. They just find them repulsive.
Let's also not forget that birth control make women more attracted to feminine men.
Right. I think that's why the man bun is working so well for me. I'm not even kidding about that, actually.
No, probably because they can't.
That's real.
You got the bearded woman look, but with the
Yes.
man's body, so it's throwing them through a loop.
Right.
Bearded woman.
Yeah, that's real though. I think it's hormonal, But like also, yeah, that's a problem. For guys your age. I don't know. What's your takeaway from that? Do you think, does that make you just like want to be based in public?
Oh well, I've been acting relatively based in public, and it's not working out too great, admittedly. But then again, I'm still in college, where most of these women are still buying into the various programming.
Yeah.
You need to step.
I was in
Ooh.
I'm in a philosophy of film
You need
class,
to step sister.
and what was it? We watched the movie Moonlight from 2018. Terrible movie about a black guy realizing he's gay. And I'm the only one in there, going off about how the movie's terrible because, well, it's designed to make straight people think they know what it's like to be gay.
Oh,
and I had all of these white women like going after my jugular because I dared to say that in class.
Interesting. What does that mean? Can you say more about that? Designed to make straight people understand what it's like to be gay.
Well, so the main character, he's ineffectual, he's weak, he's a pushover. For lack of a better term, he is a pussy. And during the it's very much the schema for what the gay man acts like in white women's minds. The injured puppy they have to protect.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's all the character was. And then it was weirdly sexual at points, which white women, of course, love with, as you know, with their special books.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fetishization of the homosexual.
Gotcha.
Twilight.
That is true. Yeah, I've noticed that.
Well, like if you notice, a lot of gay media, it really has. How much of it?
Single white women.
Yeah, a lot of it is all about the older man grooming the younger boy. And well, that is true to a lot of gay stories. Thankfully, this one wasn't that. But there's a scene in this one where the gay guy and his best friend, who is implied bisexual, they're at a beach, and the best friend just gives him some friendly help. And they're both like 15, and I don't know why we're watching that.
Because it's Hollywood, and Hollywood is full of degeneracy.
I mean, we know why you're watching it, but
well, I'm not into black guys, so
That's not what you said last week.
Well, that day, now you can't take what he said under the influence of Pink Moscato to be
true.
But I do see what you mean. They always portray gay men as the extremely sensitive, soft-spoken, polite. It's like, do you have gay friends? That's not the truth.
No.
That's not IRL, man.
Wait,
They are some loud, outspoken, catty bitches.
Most of them are horribly mean to women too.
And they are mean.
They've been horrible.
She has a lot of gay friends. Some of them are very cool. Some of them are just straight dicks.
You would never meet a bigger misogynist than a gay man because he has no interest in attracting a woman.
Well, it's more like, girl, you look terrible. Your makeup looks horrible. Have you gained weight? What are you wearing that for? You shouldn't wear that. Blah, 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 blah.
They feel they've got a shield.
This is right when we get to the party. We haven't even put our bags down and sat down for the little, gay luncheon.
Yeah, just walking in. Yeah,
see, that's the problem, right?
And it's like, I can't hit them.
Because here's the thing, as a bunch of men on this panel, except for Selena, as you know, when you meet a guy, the way you become friends with the guy is you got to fight with him first. Most of the time, you're gonna go up there, you're gonna say mean shit to your friend, you're gonna be a little rude, and a lot of friendships start because you guys threw fisticuffs in the middle of some random parking lot. That's how most guy friendships start. And
maybe that's why my last relationship didn't work with the woman I was with, is because in one of our first interactions, I made her cry.
No, first interaction, I beat the shit out of her.
Well, no hands were thrown or anything like that. I just made her look incompetent at her job and made the boss upset with her inability, and I made her cry. And then 2 years later, we were dating. So
based
goes back to women liking assholes.
No,
it wasn't intentional. I didn't even know about it until later. It's like, that one day when that occurred, I had to leave because I was crying because of all that, and I'm like, oh.
So does this play into the you being an asshole or you being oblivious card, or a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B?
It's both column A and B in this case.
But to Selena's comment about gay men being so rude is gay men think they can act like that to women because they want to be friends with women, but women don't respond to that kind of cruelty like men do.
Yeah, and women don't do it to each other in their face. They do it behind each other's back.
Hold on. I do think they respond to that when it's coming from a gay guy, because it's the guy is non-threatening. Because if you look, most women don't interact with each other that way. Like my wife thinks it's ridiculous that me and my friends will rip on each other the entire time around each other. But then you take, I've seen chicks be like that with a gay dude. And it's like, this is like me and my friends. Like they're just tearing each other down, and like that's how they're bonding.
I understand playfulness, like, but when you're downright mean, like, I mean, it's hurtful. Like, I mean, I've literally had gay friends, like he said, we barely walk in the door, and it's like, oh, you're dressing like a slut today again? Oh, again? Like, or
there's a reason I hang out with.
This is actually a true story.
It is,
and I wanted to just drop this fucking dude, but what is that? A hate crime? I don't know what to do.
Well, if you punch a gay guy, he goes back to factory settings for a little bit.
That's the reboot button, huh? I need to put that one on the back in my back pocket.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Ugh.
I mean, there will be girls that will go to other girls' faces and be like, "You look terrible." I mean, it does happen, especially in the girls' bathroom. You guys, it does happen.
I'm sure it's happening a lot more frequently when most of the girls have a pair of balls in between their legs.
No, that's not true. That was 2024. We're now in 2025. That ain't happening.
Right,
right.
You mean because they're a guy, or because they literally have a guy between their legs and his balls between their legs? Which one are you referring to?
I mean, I guess both.
I guess both.
A little column A, a little column B.
Wow.
Terrible. Terrible. I think that's another thing too. Like, I don't think a lot of men understand the degree to which competition between women is ruthless, and the way they like try to take each other out. Like, I don't think men have a good understanding of that. I don't think most men understand the amount of conflicts that women are in on like a daily basis. Like, when you meet a girl who says, look, I don't really fuck with other girls, she's not bad at making friends. I thought they were just bad at making friends, right? Because I'm like, well, I make friends with men. It's very easy. It's like, yes, but like when a man tries to be friends with me, I can be reasonably certain that he's doing it because he wants to be friends with me, not because he secretly hates me and wants to destroy me and to drain my life force and then steal and then copy my entire style and then destroy my reputation by lying.
I am really
about
curious now on what to date and what women you've dated in the past that have treated you so badly.
This is reality for
See,
women.
that's because most guys can't grow such a luxurious man bun.
Right. This is
Well, no,
No point in trying.
I get what Theo was saying. Like, women will do that to each other. They'll meet each other, copy their fucking look, and destroy their lives. That's what he's getting at.
That's a real thing that happens. I
And
don't
whereas
think a lot of
guys, that
men.
don't really happen.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of men understand the degree to which like women are out there like going through it. Like, and it's like it's a fucking street fight, being a woman. I don't think a lot of men get that. And I don't know. It just makes me. I didn't really understand the extent to which that was true until like 2 years ago.
With men,
But I
there's
think that-
a
I think
lot
that-
of healthy, friendly competitiveness.
No, that's toxic masculinity oxide. What are you talking about?
And if one of your friends that you're even kind of competing in the same kind of realm with is successful, you cheer them on, maybe do a little shit talk, and then that just makes you want to do better, but you don't want to take them down for doing better. You just want to like, I gotta up my game.
Yeah.
With women, there's a lot of spite, and Selena, you can kind of back me up on this. I think that they, even if they don't want what the other one has, they want to take that away from them. And I've seen this with a lot of female friendships.
Well, with men, just in general, I think it goes back to the healthy competition. Even though nowadays we don't necessarily have to go to war constantly, we're not always at threat. But male mentality is that we need to fight. We need to keep that skill in there. So whether it's ribbing a friend or doing little battles or something like that between each other, that's just keeping our skills honed.
Well, here's the other thing. When men fight, you're also establishing social dominance and a social hierarchy. Even if the social hierarchy doesn't really inform something, it is kind of nice to know who in your friend group you can beat the shit out of.
Also, you want to be hanging out with tough dudes, right? Because if you're ever in the trenches, you want to know that your dudes can hang. And that's
you
one of the
do
reasons. Yeah.
You do want some weak men around in case you can't get any women.
No. That's
What? No.
Wow. Okay, so it went that direction. Got it.
Here's the thing. That's
We're not Roman times here.
No, yeah, that's
Sorry,
the thing.
that's
you
my
gotta,
Roman Empire.
No, you want to have dudes around who can pull. Even if you can pull, you want to have dudes around who can pull, because first of all, if you could pull and your friends can't, then your friends are going to scare the hose. That's just the way it is. But if you have dudes who can pull, even if you can pull, you can catch their cast-offs. And also, here's the thing. Women are attracted to wildly different things. A lot of times, two women will be friends and they'll have opposite types. So your homie could be the one girl's type and you're the other girl's type.
Yeah,
You
that
also
worked out
need a
great.
guy who can pull so he can separate the Gorlock the Destroyer from the actual treasure.
Right. I want you guys to know I would fall on a Gorlock for any of you. Fuck it.
That's
I
'cause it's his
I
type.
might do it later.
Mhm.
Like I've been places with dudes who are like the prototypical 6 foot, chiseled, like muscled, and like I pulled the hotter chick because like if you look at them and objectively, this one's like I'm getting hypothetical. This one's an 8, this one's a 4 or a 5. I pulled the fucking 8 because they're into like funny, confident dudes. And then my buddy was confident, but he wasn't funny. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I mean,
Hey, side facts.
Theo's right. Like there's like different likes. I mean, you want to surround yourself with people you like, but you want people who can, like you said, can pull, because you pull one, chances are they've got a group of friends that's going to come with them or notice, and you could always like intermingle the groups.
Yeah. Also, this is what's important. I think one thing that's like, okay, because a lot of people talk about how soft Gen Z is and all this stuff, but what that means is to be in the top 10% is way easier than it ever has been. It's like piss through snow. You're just like cutting through Jello. You know what I'm saying? Like it, because here's the thing: the same stuff that used to work still work. Like the same Riz I was using in like 2016 is still working now. I'm just better at it. It still works. Like women haven't changed all that much. They're a little bit like worse at flirting even. So it works better. If you're just like a little bit good, if you're just a little bit charismatic, if you're just a little bit good at talking to people, you're going to be so far and away better than other people, that
I thought this stream would boost my ego, but it's making me want to touch grass less.
Oh,
Why?
no, go outside. God, well, how do I make ours? This is
No,
why you're
and
here.
the number one thing that hasn't changed and never will is just self-acceptance and confidence.
Right.
So you don't have to be whatever everything's telling you have to be, as far as like you better be 6'2", have a 6-pack, blah blah blah. Never did, never was a problem. But being comfortable with who you are and confident about it makes a huge difference.
Let's figure out. I am joking.
But what if I'm 6'1" and I bring a keg to the party instead of a 6-pack?
Well, you're getting late anyway, so don't worry about
okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think being like, here's the thing, because on the internet,
And if you got blow too, twice.
yeah, well, that's the thing. If the internet is just always telling you how you're not good enough and how everybody's life is better than
Yeah.
yours. That's what your fucking Instagram feed is. If you're a young man, it's just a bunch of people who are like on boats partying.
No,
with,
my
like-
Instagram feed is simply nothing but racism.
that's actually healthier.
That's a you
though.
thing.
That's healthier.
Just like Theo's full of cake sitting. So I mean,
I really
everyone
hate
has,
I
You
really
know,
hate
you
it when
create
women
your
appear
own
my racism
algorithm,
app.
son.
No, okay. Here's the thing. I will say in defense of that, like a lot of these memes I do save for content, and then I actually had to start turning away some shit because my feed was getting too rough. I couldn't handle it. I was like, oh man, it's not a good look. But
The man bun showing.
here's the thing. It is if you are inundated at all times with images of people who are having a better time than you and having a better life than you and are more successful than you, better looking than you, and it just looks like, then you're just gonna feel like you suck. And then if you hear like what a lot of us have heard, like on the various whores say dumb things podcasts, you have women being like, I need a man who's this, and this, when in reality
Right.
they're fucking Chad from the vape shop who has a slight paunch, but he's mean to them in the same way their dad is. So they're fuck him. But they're not really fucking these guys. They just think that's what it's cool. It's good to sound delusionally confident because that's feminism or whatever. But in reality, they're fucking Chad from the vape shop in the dumpster behind the dumpster at Arby's. You know what I mean? Like they're not really doing all that.
You know, I gotta say, a lot of these
if you open
women,
up their real life their real life history, or to many of their credits, their baby's daddies, it's a different story.
Well, a lot of these women, they really talk with the kind of
and
strength
where's
you
he
can
at?
only
Oh,
get.
he's in jail or unemployed.
Yes.
Right.
They really talk with the strength you can only get from being a single mother.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like, a lot of guys are not approaching women because they're assuming they're going to be rejected. Meanwhile, the guys who are getting laid are garbage. That's why the women are so upset. So garbage guys who do not have the self-awareness to doubt themselves. They're not smart enough or self-aware enough or emotionally intelligent enough to have self-doubt. Those guys are out there crushing pussy because they don't care about the consequences of their actions. Okay.
See, the solution I'm hearing here is women just need to make the first move.
No, absolutely not. You do not want to. We cannot rely on women's selection mechanism because they're obviously not good at choosing men, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Like, I think we got to have like men who are men. Like, here's the
all right. My wife's right here. Let's not sour things for me.
Don't worry, you got one of the good ones.
Like, yeah, well, no, but like I just feel like, here's the thing. I feel like if you are just like 10% a savage, like if you're like, I told a Full Metal Nate recently, if you lifted weights and said hi to every woman you were attracted to for 3 years, it would change your life. That's what I'm talking about. That would put you in the top 10% most savage Gen Z dudes. If you were just like lifting weights a little bit and said hello to women in public periodically. Like, even like that would do it. Like, that would change your fucking life. You would go from, being socially isolated to, if you did that for 3 years straight and like really committed to it, like, who knows what happens? Because here's the thing, you're going to say hi to one of these chicks and she's going to say hi back. And guess what? She's not going to be some crazy harpy from the internet. She's going to be a normal ass chick who's been waiting for some dude like you to say hi to her. Because she wants to, most chicks are not out here like trying to take men's scalps. They just want life to be normal and livable. I swear, man.
That's like an internet girl thing. That's an Instagram girl thing.
Yes, it's made up, dude. I'm telling you, this fucking internet is not real.
That whole tough girl, I need no man.
That's not real.
I got some bad news for you, Theo.
Yeah.
It's not real in the real world, but it is real in colleges and high schools.
Fair enough. Yeah.
College is not the real fucking world, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But like, that's Arza. Can you say more about that? Because actually, that is, I think, the disconnect between where your generation is at and where some of us people who are a little older than you guys are at. Because it wasn't like that when we were at your life stage. So can you talk about that more?
Well, I mean, as you notice, most people are utterly obsessed with social media, and the thing is, if you get told you're something long enough, you're going to believe it. So all of these 5s and 6s, they get told they're a 10 long enough, they're going to start believing the gaslighting and the hoflation. And so they all believe they are at this level of 10. And because we're in college where it is a safe space, there's absolutely no room to criticize or give these women a reality check. So you've got girl like the Destroyer over here who thinks she's friggin', I don't know, someone hot. I've got no clue. But it's literally like, I know women who are 400 pounds, 5'3", and friggin' got a horse face who think that they're the next hot model. And it's because in the current environment, there's no one, you're surrounded by nothing but yes men. And the kind of guys who would say something are too afraid to, because college will kick you out.
Okay. Well, this ties into something you were saying earlier. So part of what you were saying is that there's a lot of risk to approaching women as a Gen Z dude, like you're worried about being called a harasser or whatever, right? But also what you're saying is that the women you could potentially approach, it's very likely that you're going to run into somebody who's just like not that much fun to deal with. So it's high risk, low reward environment for you, is what you're saying. So when I'm out here saying, just say hi to women, that kind of rings is like maybe out of touch, because you're like, say hi to what? You know?
No, pretty much. I've said this. People make fun of me for not being in a relationship. Like, you want me to be in a relationship with that? Have you seen my selection pool?
It's like, okay, that's just like, where are the cool chicks hanging out? Because I just refuse to believe
but
there's
most of them are
zero cool
married.
chicks. You know, I don't know.
They're already in steady relationships and on their way to getting married.
Yeah, that's I think a big part
Here's
of it.
the
I
thing,
think
my
all the
dad
people
told
who
me
are-
that I need to start going to church so I can hit up a lady. To be clear, everyone in my family has always been atheist. No one in my
Yeah.
family has been religious for like 30 years. So my dad said I have to go to church to get girls, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
realize that all the girls who go to church are already married?
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and a lot of the single girls have big homeschool energy. Like I go to church.
Hey, you want
and-
ours though? But going to church though is a good thing because there's a lot of divorcee or
The MILF market
women
is
that
strong.
have lost their men because of passing of some kind, that they're widows. So church is a good place to find those women. They're looking for a relationship.
But what people are saying is girls my age at church, they get married faster than a Marine. So
well, that's the thing. Ours, a part of this is like a function of, because how old are you? You're like
22.
22, 23. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like part of this is just like, this is just a shitty thing for young men, but it's just like dating is just going to be easier for you when you're 28. And it's just all like, it's just going to like, just before you give up, just turn 28 and see if that doesn't make a difference. I
I'll
guess
get
is
right
what I
on
would
that.
say.
I'll get
Like
right on that.
seriously, that was I talked about this kind of before the stream. That was when I felt the dynamic start to shift, where all of a sudden I wasn't chasing girls, they were
Fully
chasing
alive.
me. And then I got to like 30 and I stopped being scared of women. And because at that point, like there were so many women who were trying to impress me for a change instead of the other way around, that like
Theo's perks of getting older. I'm not afraid of
there's
women
all-
as much anymore, and I pay less on my car insurance because of my age. I can rent a car.
Right.
You know, now that I
Um,
think
good.
about it, it should actually be a lot easier in 2025 for me to get a girlfriend because I imagine there are going to be a lot of green card tortas.
Bro,
I feel like
I'm-
social
I'm a
media,
torta
though,
fan.
like
Just start showing up to
I'm
the
gonna
next
put that-
ice raid with like flowers and
no.
chocolates.
Here's a
in
get
your
out of
hand.
free jail card for any one of you.
oh man.
Like, ladies.
Oh, I do all my
ladies.
dating at ICE detention facilities.
Right.
oh my god.
But to what Theo was saying about it gets easier as you get older, some advice I wish that I was given right when I hit 20. Spend the next 10 years just focusing on you. Just
Same. I wish I'd been told
self-improvement,
that.
working on something, focusing on whatever your passions are, doing that, not even, chasing the other stuff. If it happens, it happens. Naturally, that's fine. But take that time to just level up. This is your time. If it was just a video game, you should be doing all of the stupid side quests and maxing out all your stats.
You see, focusing on me is great and all, but my left-handed is already at max stat.
Then,
Switch to
then
right.
it's time to switch to the right and maybe do a few other, read a book and go to the gym,
No.
that kind of thing.
It's true. My mom pushed for me to get married like at 15 fucking years old. My mom was like my mom, but my mom's also crazy. My mom was crazy. She tried to get a girl I was dating when I was 16 to, hey, if y'all have sex, you should not wear a condom so you can get you pregnant. So like that explains why I jumped into two marriages
Weird
super
advice.
fast. Yeah, well, my mom wanted.
Didn't know you were a
Mormon. We were Catholic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she pushed me. That's why I jumped into the first two marriages I was in, because I was like, I gotta have a family now. I gotta get a family. I was 25 and 31, and I wish I'd spent the 20s working on me, and I did it.
Okay, this is another thing. Okay, this is kind of like a related thing because I kind of agree. Like, spend your 20s finding out what you're good at, spend your 30s getting really fucking good at it, and spend your 40s getting paid. I think is a really good kind of like decade structure. And then you can kind of chill. If you get really paid in your 40s, you can kind of chill, right? So if you can structure it that way, then you're great. That kicks ass. But I mean, it's also really hard to plan your life accurately starting at age 18. When 18-year-olds do make good decisions, it's usually by accident.
So what
Right.
you're saying, Theo, is you have to work really hard in your 20s. So when you're 40, you can pick up the girls you wanted in your 20s.
Right, because those are the ones that the 20-year-olds
No,
that are going
well-
after the 40-year-olds.
Well, here's the thing. This is the other thing I wanted to say. So a lot of the people that I know who are in really good symbiotic relationships that work, they got together when they were quite young and they stayed together a long time. And that's how they got there. I have this argument with my buddy all the time. One of my dearest friends who's my age, he is marrying his high school sweetheart pretty soon. And he's like, dude, I'm telling you, life is so much better when you have a partner. She does this, this, and this. We anticipate each other. We're a functioning team. We've got that, Jordan and Pippen chemistry. It's great and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to be that way for me. I'm trying to build a roster out of like injured free agents. Like we're not going to have any team chemistry. We've already got a whole, like you guys have 100% shared lore going back to age like 16. Right.
I'm gonna
and
go,
you guys, I'm not going to have that. She's got her own shit. She's already been like kicked down the stairs a few times by the time she gets to me. And then we're going to have to like, we're going to have to start at like a Mexican standoff with fucking trust issues and then like circle around. It's going to be like 10 years before we could even like really fucking communicate properly. Like I'm not like, it's good for you, but that thing that you have is not what I'm going to get. Cause I didn't, when I was a teenager, I was focused on fucking jerking off and playing D&D. I wasn't like, oh, I better find my wife. And then I was in college. I was like, oh, there's hot girls everywhere. I bet it'll be like this for the rest of my life. It's not. That is a finite period of time where you could choose, and I didn't know that like I had any self-worth as a human being at that time. I didn't know that like, there were so many girls that were into me that I was just like, nah, she's not into me. She's just I had this complex when I was younger that girls would pretend to be into me so that they could like make fun of me later. And this all came from an incident on the bus in like 7th grade, but I had this like complex that followed me into adulthood. So then when women would express genuine interest in me, I'd be like, ha, not today, bitch. I see what you're up to. And she's actually
someone got jaded from that really quick.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's what happened. So the popular kids were hanging out at the back of the bus, and I was just sitting in the middle, minding my sweet Christian autistic business, trying not to be in the way. And they dared one of the popular girls to do the most disgusting thing they could think of, which was to ask me to be her boyfriend. That was the most disgusting thing they could think of to dare her to do. And I hear them do this. And then I look at her, I felt bad because like I didn't have any beef with her. She didn't have any beef with me, but she looked at me and she's like, I have to do this to maintain my social standing. And I was like, I get it, man. Do what you got to do, And so I let it happen. But then I carried that shit into adulthood. And it wasn't until I was like 30 that I was like, wait, I think some of these women might be actually into
Someone
me.
did the exact same thing to me in 7th grade as well.
Yeah.
And you're not at an age to be able to truly turn it around on them going, come up and go, I got to do this for my social standing. Sure. Okay. Go do what you got to do. Okay. No way, bitch. I don't even want, I can't even, no, man. I can't even touch you. You need to get the fuck away from me and turn it on her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's like, and at the time I was like, I was just like, was mortified.
Or start a rumor that you got her pregnant.
See, that's what I'm saying. I had options, but I didn't know that at the time.
Youth is wasted on the young, I swear.
Right. Yeah. Well, and and now it's like, I don't know, just life is better when you assume people have good intentions until they prove you otherwise, and I try not to be cynical, even though I encounter a lot of people that make me want to be cynical. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I'm hearing what everyone is saying, but I still feel like there's a lot to get, even though you're not going to get that like awesome been together forever relationship necessarily. I still think the cost benefit does work out, but I think ours is also right. You got to filter through a lot of bullshit. If you're a young dude out here swinging today, you got to filter through a lot of bullshit. I don't know.
It's about percentages. You just keep asking away. It's about percentages.
Yeah. Does that make you feel?
Well, I was just gonna say that social media has really created a huge amount of narcissism.
Yeah.
With women and men, but mostly women. They, like you said, they think they're a 10. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that they're always,
Well, and simp culture has not helped that because a lot of mids, uncharismatic, boring, and sometimes quite awful people get gassed up into thinking they're something that they are not because there's an army of people online telling them they are.
Yeah.
Or it's a simple fact. In addition to all of that is we become an Amazon culture, instant gratification.
Sure.
So they want what they want, all of it right now. Well, that's not going to come from someone that is my contemporary. This is talking like if I was 20. It's not going to come from someone that's my contemporary, another 20-year-old, because you're at the exact same point. So the 20-year-olds, it's a lot of with the dating right now, a lot of 20-year-olds are not getting women that are 19, 20, 21, because those are the ones that are looking at 29, 30, 31-year-olds, because they are already at a spot that they want to be at now, that they don't want to wait to achieve to get to themselves.
Yeah, I hate to agree with Emerald, but it do be like that. It really does seem like that. And oh God, it's a huge bummer. But like, and again, it's like, how do you just say to young guys, like, I promise your life is gonna get better if you just get older and just don't, you know what I mean?
I would get right on that, Theo.
I promise this shit is not forever, my guy. I wish there was a way I could reassure you that it actually. Remember that
one
It's
thing
Get
that
Better
helps in getting
campaign for
older
gay
is
teens?
dropping pink Moscato. Get that out of your diet. That will help. I mean, that a little bit. Maybe you want to know what Bud Light's gone a little bit more manly in their advertising and stuff. So maybe bring back Bud Light and
They're on something now, man.
So
Oh,
why
yeah,
would
they
I
are.
drink piss water when
No,
whiskey exists?
Yeah.
Well,
that's true.
When
Here's the thing,
Moscato exists.
I disagree. I disagree with Emerald a little bit. I think you could still deal like kind of stuff that's a little like limp wristed and get women. Like that's fine. So I wouldn't worry about that. You've seen my ponytail, right? So like you can
Scared him off.
Wow. Ozzy just ran away from that.
poor guy.
He's like, fuck this.
You
I'm
can.
out.
You can. You could honestly. You could. Here's the thing. This goes back to what Iron was saying at the beginning. If you're just okay with the person you are and you're aware of what you are and you're okay with it, you could pretty much say and do whatever as long as it's just be yourself. Like here's the thing. Be yourself as long as who you are is cool. And that just takes time to find the balance between being authentically yourself and also not sucking. Because that's the thing.
Again, it goes into the problem with the social media and the chronically online youth is that everything social media is telling people is that you are not good the way you are. You are not, you need to be this to be successful. So people are turning away from their own natural proclivities and things that make them, which is actually what will drive in a relationship, what will make a relationship work. They're looking towards social media and it's fucking with their entire, their minds and their worldview. And it's happening on both sides, men and women.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are not getting real world feedback, and that shit matters a lot in terms of figuring out. Because, like, here's the thing: if you're on social media all the time, no, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to get the impression you're way behind your peers because it's only going to show you the coolest shit. Then you go outside and you're like, oh, everyone's just like obese and depressed and miserable.
same
I guess I'm
thing.
doing okay. You know.
You see, I
You're
feel
right.
Everyone's struggling
There
with
is-
their own thing.
There's a problem where people actually think that's real life. And
Yeah.
it's so ingrained into their psyche that what's wrong with me because this is what it's real life is supposed to be. No, it's not. This is just
That's why I hate TikTok.
entertainment. A lot of it's staged. You know, like everybody knows Gorlock the Destroyer isn't going around destroying, it's professional wrestling on a huge global scale.
Yes.
You see, to counteract what Theo said, I don't really feel like I'm behind most people. I feel like I'm ahead of them only because I feel like I'm getting screwed up the ass.
I was about to say, you're ahead of them on your knees.
Hey.
And also, fuck you.
It looks pink.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm also interested. So one thing is like my online, even though like my online communities don't intersect with the real world that much, with the exception of Emerald, I've hung out with in real life. I will say like my online persona and my in the real world persona are very close to being the same. I have very similar overlap. Like I use my real name online, and in real life I do comedy where I do stand up about a lot of the same things that I'm doing streams about. So this is just, I could just be a little more patient here and I don't have to worry about like laughs per minute. So I can like draw ideas out. Right. And I can talk to some people. Right. So, but I noticed a lot of people, they have like completely separate. There's like a wall of separation. There's like their real world persona that they present to the world. And then they're like online is more like who they really are. It's almost like a Bruce Wayne and Batman situation. Like online, they come alive and you see the real personality. And then there's like that fucking like stony faced version of themselves, drained of all humanity and difference and anything that makes it interesting. And they have to present that to the world at work or whatever, you know. But then online, it's like, oh, it's a whole human and they're beautiful and interesting and creative. And it's like, it can't be healthy that we're all walking around and just like repressed. And then, you know, like this can't be healthy, right? Am I on this? Like, I don't know. I haven't formed this idea yet. You see what I'm saying? Throw it to the panel.
Mhm.
You just described me.
Yes, Darnell is one of my favorite people. Yes.
Now I used to be this guy offline,
Mhm.
but I'm not anymore. I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah, well, what happened to the world that
Max
made
wife.
you?
Max wife.
Yeah. Oh man.
But she's no longer part of your life, right? So don't let her take over.
It's okay.
Oh, don't open that can of worms.
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't say
no. Okay, I'm gonna use this as just an example.
Just trying
Sure.
to be inspirational, like
The-
shit.
Yeah.
Come on,
The
no
world
way.
You just added another hour and a half to the show.
No, I'm gonna be quick. I promise. The World Trade Center was destroyed. Right.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
take, if they're rebuilt, it would take a decade.
Yeah.
Close. I'm rebuilding, but it's taking a very long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Very long time.
Sure.
There's something close. I act fairly similar to the way I do online. You know, if I'm in conversation with people, like sure I say retard more here than I would in face to face, and a few other words as well. But I'm
Yes.
generally fairly consistent with who I am. Problem is, no one else is, and they get uncomfortable when you show someone authenticity. Also,
Yeah.
Cyfax, you son of a bitch.
No, see, I'm pretty new to this. You know, I've only been
Yeah.
on here for about a year, but I
Yeah.
watched certain shows. I knew people from the chats, but I've met, you know, we've gone to the meetups and we've met just about everybody that we stream with. And I'd like to say, I mean, maybe I gotta get some feedback, but I think I'm exactly the same on here as I am.
The
know,
only
in
difference,
real life.
Iron, the only difference I would say is you seem a little bit taller online than you actually are in life.
Yeah,
That's
go fuck
about the only
yourself.
thing that's the difference.
Cool.
Wow.
Well, none of us were expecting Dermy to be like this. He's a freaking
Massive.
giant. He has
Yeah.
to like
Wait, Dermy's
lower his head to get. Oh yeah, he has to practically
Oh,
lower
yeah.
his head to get through doorways. That's not an
Whoa.
Yeah.
exaggeration or a joke.
No, yeah.
We didn't know if he would fit in the back seat of our car when we were driving
You know-
people around.
Since I haven't met any of you guys in person yet, God, that needs to change so badly. I saw Dermy 2 years ago, year and a half ago.
Mhm.
Would never have guessed that he would be tall.
Yeah, no. I thought he was
Real
a
tall.
portly man of average height. No, he is a massive human being.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think, okay. So this is, okay. Something I wanted to touch on with Arza is like, I think you made the point that you're because you're surrounded by fake people who are doing this, who have their online persona and their offline, like super sterilized personality they present to the world that to avoid criticism from the mind virus, right? You said that when you are authentic with those people who are being fake, it kind of repels them. And I see that, but it's also going to attract other authentic people. So it's going to help you filter out and find cool people in the real world if you keep being authentic. Like if you do meet a nice young lady, you're going to meet one of the authentic ones. And I promise they're out there. It's just, I think it is a little more high cost for women to be based. Like they pay a significant social price. Like I'm Catholic, so I know a lot of like Gen Z women who are engaging in pro-life activism, and they pay a significant social cost for doing that. They
Well,
pretty
that's
much can't have chick friends who aren't Catholic. They pretty much get cut off by all of their friends when they do that.
Well, here's the
So-
other thing that where I think we're all kind of missing is that not only is it a matter of trying to find the right person, but the social expectation to get the right person as soon as possible. A lot of Gen Z
Yeah.
people think they got to jump into something, where I think the bigger problem is that we're just not taking our time.
That's not a Gen Z problem. That's been a problem with youth
Societal problem,
for
yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
People think, you got all the hormones. You think you just you want that instant gratification, like you were talking
Yeah.
about. That's why, all those friends in high school. There are success stories like you were talking about, Theo, where you have these friends are high school sweethearts and they've been married and they're happy and everything went just fine. That's not often the case. More often, you're going to know people that married their first girlfriend in high school and that ended horribly.
Yeah,
Or
we
just,
know
they
way more
were
than
in
that.
really bad relationships for 10 plus years that they started when they were still pretty much children. That should have been cut off years ago. And these two people needed to grow up and realize who they were. And all they did was, poison each other for a good part of a decade.
And to the point of authenticity, I go to Board Game Club every Friday night. And I assume you guys know what the tabletop scene is like nowadays. It's not a whole lot of people like us, but pretty much. But so I'm sitting there, and there's this guy who I kind of suspected he was kind of like me. He was an Asian guy named Alan. I know 2 different Asians named Alan. It's kind of weird. But he was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw someone from I think it was the channel Garbage People or something like that, like one of the really big Twitter channels. And I pointed out, I'm like, yo, I saw the post earlier. And he looks at me and goes, I think you and I might have similar values. I'm like, yeah, I knew that. But it's like he was completely shocked to find that there was someone at that table who agreed with him, even though we've been going to Board Game Club together for like weeks.
Yeah.
Any chicks at these games?
None worth going after. Most of them they got either nose
Okay,
piercings
but
or,
now, are you overlooking the autistic queens? Are you doing that?
well, you see, I'm not interested in autistic queens who identify
Why not?
as men.
Autistic queens are the best.
Autistic queens who identify as men, Theo. You
not
cut me
good.
off too soon.
That's the problem too. Okay, so here's the thing. I've noticed the autistic queens make incredible girlfriends. Best girlfriend I ever had was a female engineer. But she was amazing. But the other problem is that brainworms. So, like, for some reason, this particular strain of brainworms that's like rampant in our society, that's kind of like hijacked the sisterhood, has also really disproportionately affected my autistic brothers and sisters, specifically the autistic queens. Like, they're really getting taken out by this thing. And that's why it's so like insidious and evil to me, is like it hits close to home. And I understand, like, I understand what it's like to like not feel at home in your own body, to walk. So to be autistic is to walk around feeling like an alien all the time. And that's really, it's very challenging. And so like something that says, hey, I've got a solution to all of your social anxiety, just take these hormones, blah, 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 is so insidious because it is appealing and it aligns very much with that experience. And you're talking about a demographic of people who have a tendency to overthink and to overanalyze and to get fixated and obsessed with things, right? So it's like just it just blends super well with that. And oh man, such a huge bummer. Such a huge bummer because the autistic queens, that's who you should be trying to date, Arza. They're amazing. They're incredible.
Fixating autistic.
The aliens are starting off to see who wins the fight between us and AI.
Yes, that's what it is.
But no, they're
I mean, that's just the takeaway so far, talking about high school sweethearts and either the relationship worked out or didn't. And it's like, you want to know what? I'm going to whip out my old high school yearbook and then maybe use that as a dating app.
Dude.
Go back and start saying, "Hey, are you married? Are you married? No, okay, cool.
I think Theo needs to resolve some issues and go back to his 7th grade yearbook and look up that bus bitch and ruin a happy marriage.
Serious though. In the 80s and 90s?
No, I mean take it for the long game too. Like just move in like slow and steady, subtle seduction, ruin the happy marriage, make her think you're running away to Europe together, do it for a good 6-7 months, and then videotape a response when it's all a joke and a bunch of people come out and point and laugh at her.
Oh, no, but you got to play the video
this is
at the wedding.
But seriously though, back in the 80s and 90s, people would do that. They would take their yearbook and like 3-4 years out of school, look up their classmate. And back then it was easy. You just grab a phone book or call their mom and, you get in touch with them. That's what people did. People would go through the yearbooks and find the one they were dating or find one they were interested in. Like, let me go reach out to her, see what she's up to. People did that shit. That is rooted in reality.
And that's what people, honestly, Facebook is like a vehicle to like track down people you went to high school with, see who got fagged, who you could bang still.
It's good for now.
Yeah.
Facebook is now a dating site. Like they actually have a dating service on Facebook now.
No.
Yeah, they do. They have Facebook dating. But here's the thing about that. It's like Facebook is Facebook dating. Like the dating app is just you just like look people up and DM them. Just like, hey, what's up, girl?
See, but the
How
thing
you
is,
doing?
I mean, most of the time, if you're doing Facebook dating, you're really just looking for gilfs in your area.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a demographic problem on there. Yeah, that is an issue. It's what's crazy. What's crazy is I do like dating apps aren't working for like anyone, and it would like it is like what's crazy is like I think it's so fucked. So here's the issue. So everybody
Worked for
knows.
me.
I think Darnell's disagreeing with you.
I met my wife on Tinder.
I know everybody knows one person that formed a relationship off of Tinder. Here's the thing: you can use DoorDash to lose weight if you want, but that's not its intended purpose, and that's not going to be the typical result. And I think that's where we're getting fucked up with this dating app thing. Is like we got people who are outliers who are successful that you have to acknowledge, but it's also like a results not typical thing. Like you can buy a lifetime membership to Bumble. You can buy a lifetime membership to Tinder. It is not their goal to get you off of the app because they only make money if they expand the user base. If the app actually works, their user base would be constantly contracting, and that would not be a
It's
winnable
like-
game for them.
It's
Well,
like
again-
a claw machine. You know, they only want a handful of people winning to make it look like you have
Yes,
a chance.
just enough people winning
Yep.
to give you some hope that keep you swiping. And I really think that's the
Again,
situation.
I'm an advocate for using Angie's List as a dating site.
No, okay, you want to know the real way to find chicks? Hear me out.
I didn't know you were a lesbian.
Well, no,
Go
no.
on.
I'm just looking
Well, he
for
has a
someone to clean
Subaru.
my
He has a-
house and
he has a
cook my
Subaru.
food, and I'm going to find that more on Angie's List, and I'm going to
Hold
find
on, we got
that
a bunch
on
of
that
black
other-
pills coming in from Nate.
There's a shock.
This is
Here's
why
the thing, right?
Nate, get your ass on the show. Drunken has a headache. He wants to leave. Drunken doesn't love me. You do.
No,
Get
it's
him out of here.
it's just dealing with pneumonia, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it's
you
sitting
can
there.
sick.
Yeah, well, but
I'm
Don't make
gonna decline a little
excuses.
bit.
You gotta
for
go
him.
check off,
He's
bud.
passive aggressively shitting
We understand,
on me
dude.
because
We
he doesn't
understand,
believe in
bud.
my dreams. It's fine. It's whatever.
But no, if you guys want real dating advice, you go on the Facebook Marketplace, you search under wedding dresses. They tell you who's recently single and in a messy
Oh.
divorce looking for
Oh my god.
that is awesome.
And what's great about that is you can
It's
sort them by
diabolically
size.
brilliant.
Exactly.
Terrible.
No,
good.
no.
I mean, that's on the same
Emerald.
level. That's on the same level as Dogma with Jay and Silent Bob hanging out in front of the abortion clinic. Because where else are they going to meet loose
At least they
women?
put out. Hey,
Ah, God. No good.
Yeah.
No good. I don't know. I'm biased because I have this thing. I have a lot of opportunities to speak to women publicly. I very rarely meet women that I'm like super interested in pursuing something with, but I'll like have interactions where I was like, okay, that woman was at least a human. You know, I disagree with absolutely everything that came out of her face, but we had a human conversation, and then we
I've
parted
never thought
ways.
about that as a woman or about a woman.
Yeah, that's
clip
she's
that. Clip that.
You know, that's the thing. I don't know if you just think of them like they're just like people who are doing their best in a world that's trying to make them crazy on purpose, then it's just like easier to deal with them. You know, you just have to accept the fact that the world's trying to make them crazy on purpose, and they're just doing the best they can. Like they don't have tools they're not using. You know, it's not like they could be doing better and they're choosing not to.
That's why
Like,
I'm not against the banning of like TikTok. That would actually have been a net positive for society.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to escape that conclusion, right? Like, it's hard to avoid that. I don't know where are we at with the TikTok ban, guys. I know we love the internet. I love the internet. Lord knows I do. But like, God, man, it just seems like TikTok's
I
had such a bad
fucking
impact.
hate TikTok. It's a fucking
Oh,
scourge
man.
in society. All it is a fucking poison that's gonna assist in our downfall.
I'm conflicted with that because I'm against censorship in all forms.
I am
Yeah.
too, but it's a private, with a private company owned by China. That's where I would
That's where
say
I have a
you'd-
problem.
Yeah,
I also have a problem with anything explicitly targeting impressional young people. Like,
Yep.
That's all
i.e.
social media
kids.
though.
And I think
social
kids
media
are
does that.
anyone under 25.
But is it also really censorship if you're opening them up to alternatives with better freedom of speech protections?
That's
Like,
my
Instagram
point.
protects
Yeah.
speech
Yep.
better and does the same thing.
I'm fine with them removing the China from the equation, and it can be have some of the problems corrected that don't involve censorship, but affect the algorithm and the way it's
Well, hold on.
targeting the messaging it's choosing to project instead of equally projecting. It also there's a good thing to that too, because TikTok has helped expose. Let me finish my point, and then you can go. It has exposed people to the negative being exposed. Sunlight's a good disinfectant. Having that out there and seeing what these idiots are saying is not helping their cause. It's actually exposing more people to how stupid and bad and poisonous it actually is. That's why Libs of TikTok is so fucking successful. Do you think that we would be where we are right now if Libs of TikTok did not expose that? We wouldn't. We might still be trapped in the same cycle we were.
Right.
Now
That's actually a really good point.
Well, Nate's in the back, so I am going to do a little bit of an outro. Thank you for having me on, Theo, and I will see you next Saturday on the show. It is a pain dealing with pneumonia and recovering from it, and unfortunately, I'm starting to kind of get a bit of a migraine, and it's just part of the entire illness. But you can catch me over on my channel on the Insert Title Here show at 9:30 PST on Fridays with most of the people on this panel right now. This coming week, we will be having B.S. Warren as the guest next Friday. And then the following Friday, we already have lined back up, is Third Rallify will be back again.
Nice.
So you guys all take it easy, and I will see you all later.
Later, bro.
I feel better.
See you there.
Thank you.
Hey, take it
Get
easy,
some rest,
homeboy.
dude.
All right. Full Metal Nate is in the house. Dungeon Master
Are you
extraordinaire.
okay?
Member of
What is
Generation
this?
Z. Thoroughly
You
black.
look like you just woke up.
I did.
Okay.
I almost fell out of bed this morning trying to get to my refrigerator.
Stop drinking energy drinks.
Hey,
Living
man,
the
I wouldn't-
dream.
Just if you want to get a girlfriend, I wouldn't say stuff like that in public. Just heads up.
I didn't
Try
get
to
an
help.
energy drink. I got some orange juice. I'm good. Trust me.
All right, good.
Hey,
good.
love it. Anyway, I'm handing
I'll
out
stop.
white pills here this morning. I don't know if you've been
Okay.
listening to the show.
Okay, but what is the white pill? Is it Oxy?
Oh
No,
my
but
god.
I heard Drunken's got pneumonia though. I was like, Jesus Christ, he sounds like my fucking aunt right now. Like, what
Yeah,
is something going around?
His voice is almost normal now.
Good lord.
His voice is almost normal. What are you saying about his voice?
Also, to add on to the TikTok point, I'm kind of with Iron on I don't want to ban it because I'm totally against censorship, but I'm against dumbasses, and unfortunately, TikTok promotes a lot of dumbasses.
Yeah, that's 100%
I mean,
how I
that's
feel.
true, but
I hate
so does
censorship.
But
everywhere.
if you don't know who the dumbasses are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let them self-expose. It's fine.
But in the
That's
meantime, they're going to influence young kids to do stupid shit and possibly kill
Like, we're
themselves,
talking about
which is
everywhere, though,
happening.
like Instagram,
Mhm.
Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yep.
Like, what are we gonna
That's
ban?
You
social
don't hear
media
about
in
it
a
near as
whole.
much.
Every social media platform
that's-
has its
I
bad eggs and
guess.
sucks.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but Darnell does have a point. You have all these idiots on here who grow these big ass platforms, then all of a sudden they inspire other idiots and other copycats, and it's just not good. I don't think it's good in the long run for society and just the next generation going forward. Personally,
I think what Iron was saying too is like for me, a lot of the stuff coming out of TikTok.
there's a reason I
think
don't
the
have a
reason-
TikTok.
Well, I did, but I changed phones and now I can't download it. Damn it!
Like
But
the night before.
Yeah, I should have sold it. I'm not joking. They're
Yeah.
selling for really high prices right now.
Oh Lord.
But during the election and stuff, a lot of people, smart people, were getting a lot of information out there. That, when they were talking about the dogs and stuff and the cats, being eaten, stuff that was actually happening in those towns. YouTube wouldn't let people say stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And TikTok would. So you can get a lot more stuff out there through TikTok, smart stuff, okay, that other platforms didn't allow. So
That is true.
That's my point.
YouTube and Google was like, oh, we have to stifle this story and make it seem like it's a crazy conspiracy theory. And
when there were people
Google's been
living in those
ingrained with that.
towns, like exposing it.
So So you complain about the ins and out of TikTok and the algorithm and it targeting. Yeah, that's bad, and I agree. But then you have Google censoring real stories, and then who got the video of the cats on the grill? It was fucking TikTok. Also, my biggest point, just them self-exposing, because a lot of people normies don't think that people are that stupid. Like no one believes this. No one thinks this. Kids aren't seeing this. Well, you want to bet? Here it fucking is. And guess what? That same message, if it wasn't being broadcast on TikTok, they would have found another way.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, it can definitely, it's like a double-edged blade. There's a lot of good that comes out of it, because, us, we could take our platforms that we've already kind of built up and we can use platforms like Instagram or TikTok or Facebook to kind of promote them and kind of push our platforms further. Yeah. But like I said earlier, it also still promotes a lot of dumbassery.
My problem is actually more, instead of TikTok, is why aren't we talking about Twitch? You're talking about the kids, the kids.
Yeah.
On Twitch. Twitch is nothing but selling sex to young boys who literally can access it every fucking day.
It's literally
building up that addiction to OnlyFans and ChatterBait and all those other sites.
Yeah.
So that they have no idea how to form a healthy relationship. They've already, this is their normal, this is their socialization going on. And giving some chick online all that money. And I don't even fault the chicks for it. They're just playing the system, playing the game.
Right.
I kind of fault them.
I think what TikTok does is worse than what Twitch does. Because while Twitch is profiting on 12-year-olds being exposed to softcore porn, TikTok was actively praising and raising up voices that were telling people to legitimately, telling kids to cut off their parents and never talk to them again.
This is why I hate TikTok.
And it was encouraging people. It's literally encouraging people to go and burn places down. I obviously don't know about TikTok, but right now on Reddit, almost every single thread is talking about how there's going to be some day of major revolts across the country.
Reddit is trash.
Reddit is so bad.
Reddit. I was going to say the same things were happening on Reddit and other less exposed message boards. The good thing about this was at least it was out in the open.
The worst
part
part
is
was
easier to find and expose.
Reddit was really good about 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And there was one Donald Trump subreddit that got really popular, and Reddit freaked the fuck out and mandated that the entirety of the of Reddit basically be shut down. Put all this power into a handful of really corrupt moderators, and now every single subreddit is an utter echo chamber. Like you literally cannot engage with alternate thought on there.
Mm-hmm. Is that a Harry
And that's the
Potter
problem
one?
with a lot of these platforms. It's not the platform itself, it's who's running it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in charge. Twitter was just as bad before Elon Musk.
That's true.
You can't say that there was it's all TikTok, it's all TikTok. No, pre-Elon Twitter was worse or just as bad, and it was being promoted and praised heavily. I mean, a lot of people memory hold that shit, but it was really every bit as bad, promoting all of the same stuff: self-mutilization, cutting off your parents. You have any kind of mental problem or self-identity issue? Well, then you have to be this, and this is the only cure for that. Not, self-acceptance, maybe, finding out who you are and growing up naturally. No, do this. That was all over the place.
The other issue
just
with
a few
Reddit.
years ago.
They have such an aggressive poster bias. Like, literally, they will ignore 90% of things just because the poster is one who said it. Like, they'll legitimately deny bad things happening just because the poster was investigated, especially if they agree with the poster.
Well, and Reddit's pretty much a dead platform now.
Yeah.
Bring her back, Darnell. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
But it's been crazy because ever since the whole
Just Ginny Weasley's.
I don't even know what
Sorry, Arla.
But
Ginny Weasley's is good, but I like this one better.
That's a good one.
This one's more metal.
It has a nice flared base, so you don't lose it.
Well, guys, there's girls outside, right? If you go out there.
Well, you see, I have an issue with this because they're comparing their wands on
is
stream.
One of the ones that's actually, I think, predominantly female.
Yeah, talk about a place to find autistic queens.
Leah's got one now.
Oops.
By the way, this one actually shoots flames out of it.
Oh, it's one of those ones. I have these really cool pen ones, and I don't know what happened to them.
It's got a button on it. I can
What's
put-
happening to your show, Theo?
I don't know. This was going to be a cool show where we talked about like to hot chicks and shit. Now it's just fucking
Let's get
Harry
back to it.
Potter one.
There's hot chicks into Harry Potter. Come on.
But
There actually are.
fuck. What was it?
No, don't co-sign that, Iron. I need you for moral authority. I need to keep this. This is
If
a
he's
cool
your moral authority,
podcast
we're in trouble.
for cool people.
Well, this goes to my thing about not hiding who you are, like that whole like
Yeah.
you have to hide your interests to be attractive
Right.
to women. That's,
No,
a
that's
myth.
true. I agree. Yeah.
Remember, Theo
No
wears the
shit
man
for
bun
you.
to
It's
pretend
it's
to not be a
only
nerd.
shameful if you're ashamed of it and you keep it
Right.
hidden. That's where it creates a stigma of
Yeah.
oh, I can't let you. My interests are repellent. No, they're not. If you don't
No,
act
they're
like
not.
they are.
You know, the
Oh,
way
they're
Aaron
not.
Oxa is talking reminds me of exactly why we need to start stigmatizing smut.
Oh, I'm not
Mm.
ashamed of it. And when
Oh,
she starts
Dad.
talking, and when she starts talking shit to my face about my hobbies, I'm like, okay, take a hike, bitch.
Okay, the way you said that, it made it sound like you were also one of the people reading smut, Nate.
There's nothing wrong with smut if you in moderation.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh shit, Toasty's here. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Speaking of
Toasty's in the
smut.
chat. No, wait, god damn it. This is episode 7. God, you know what? I gave her a person. You guys saw me give her a personal shout out, and then she fucking named me
God.
in front of the whole panel. That was a
Uh.
neg, by the way. I'm all right. You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
I don't think Theo has started a podcast yet. Is that what you call this?
That's what I. Okay, all right, Arza.
It's like when he says he
fucking
does
asked
comedy.
you. Yeah, it's okay.
It's the longest
Anyway.
pilot episode ever.
Well, here, let's get back to subject. Right,
broken up
Theo?
into
Let's-
six
Yes.
parts.
what do
Let's
you wanna- what
just-
do you wanna-
Bring it back around.
There
We
you
were
go.
talking about not hiding your interests. Again,
I
the
keep my
best.
wand in a box.
Yeah, best girlfriend.
That's
I
hiding your
ever-
interest.
The best,
Wait, I thought you were
best girl-
supposed to put your wand in a box. I thought that was the
Right.
whole purpose.
It's closeted.
Step 1, cut a hole in a box. Step 2, put your wand in a box.
In the box.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
My favorite.
I know.
Does Theo know that box is slang?
No, but
Yeah, box literally means that. It's Australian, I think.
No good.
yeah. Everybody knows that box is
Oh,
You know.
yeah.
yeah. Everybody knows
What?
that.
Not me.
Yeah, you haven't heard that? Really?
No.
Yeah, box is an Australian slang term for
Oh, I
Vagina.
know all this. I know all the vaginal slangs. You know, box, pussy, cunt. You got squish, meat pocket.
Wait.
Come on, there's plenty. Squish.
Meat pockets.
You guys haven't heard that one
Yeah.
before? I've heard that
Yeah,
Never
one.
meat
heard those?
sleeve. I've heard.
That one's not one of my favorites, but
Yeah.
Our
Meat
sleeve?
sleeve, yeah.
Come on, you guys don't like the walking fleshlights?
Oh my God! Stop.
Yeah, it's like no. I don't. Again, this is a family show. We don't condone that kind of talk
My
around
bad, my
here. I'm
bad.
sorry, Celine. Sorry you had to hear that. That was
I'm
brutal. We
good.
don't do that around here. This is a,
Educational.
no. This is good.
and I just kind of went off there, but I'm so glad that Darnell didn't have his child walking
No.
by.
Yeah. Toasty brings up fart box. That is
Oh,
actually
good,
the
good.
butt.
Oh no,
bad.
Toasty.
Oh, here's one of my favorites.
Five
Butt
X brings
pussy.
up cock sock. This is a good one. This is a good one. It's a good thing.
Oh, God.
There's also
Oh,
butt
Lord.
pussy.
All
Or
right,
butt
that's it.
pussy.
That's
Pussy
enough.
for
I
short.
think that's
Is-
a whole nother.
This will be a great segment for the clips
Look at
later.
this
I
disgust
can't
on
wait
your
to turn this
face.
into a short. This will bring the monetization to the channel, I'm sure.
Oh, totally. This is how you bring in the fans.
This went
This is how
from
we do it.
touch grass to the MSK show, just like
Uh,
Touch ass.
Yeah.
Touch grass and touch ass.
Well, here's the thing.
Now
this is-
we need to go and touch grass. Like
this is-
actually.
yeah, we gotta.
I saw one of the filthiest episodes of the MSK show last night. The funny thing
Oh,
was
really?
MSK wasn't on it. Yeah, it was over on Emerald's channel.
Yeah. I was comparing it to that. Like,
Like, what the fuck is even going on?
What did I miss last night?
Oh, go watch
you
the
missed a
replay.
lot.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't speak for the first half hour, but I remember the next hour after that was.
Oh man.
I didn't notice that it was noticeably raunchy. Was it tough?
Oh, it was
Is it-
so raunchy.
Oh yeah, no. It was
Fucking MSK.
Oh,
yeah, MSK without the racism, just the overt crudeness and sexuality.
There we go. See, that's the kind
How
of
do you
thing.
expect MK to not be racist?
Over here on Touch Grass, we run a family show. It's Saturday
Dude,
morning.
Sean
We
was
don't get
alright.
into stuff like that.
Sean was a riot, dude. Theo, you need to get Sean on here. Seriously.
No, well, actually, he's in my DMs right now, and we're setting up a time for me to go on his
Heyo.
show, and I definitely want to get him on my show. So
Slip
Sean
into
is
people's
indeed a riot.
DMs.
That's Third Relify for those of you that want to go check out his stuff. A lot of
Third
fun.
Relify is great.
I'm actually
Yeah,
talking to him right now on my phone.
Yeah,
He's such
lot
a
of
cool
fun.
dude.
Yeah, he literally sent me a DM during this show that I haven't read, but I'm assuming it's following up on our conversation last night. If we're trying to set up a time to go talk to each other,
I got one. I got one from him at like 2:16. He's trying to get me on his show too.
Yeah, he's a great. Oh shit,
Wow.
Walter's here. What's up,
Yo,
buddy?
Walter.
Oh, hold on, we got another one. Dick Mitten. We forgot Dick Mitten.
no.
I just want to make sure that
How
I
can you
didn't,
forget that, man? Come
I didn't
on.
want to omit Dick Mitten.
You know, I would go outside and touch grass, but every time I open my door, my aunt's dog is just staring up at me like, how you doing? She's just camping on my porch.
Yeah, well, that's the
Well,
thing.
maybe you should just take your aunt's dog for, I don't know, a walk.
Let me ask you
Take the
something.
dog for a walk.
Meet a chick with a dog.
Dogs are
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Here's the thing: the two best wingmen are a dog and a baby.
I'm
But
not
not your
following.
baby.
I'm
To
not
be
falling
clear-
for it again.
Toasty says we never go on her show because she's
You
she's
never
Latin,
ask us.
because she's
No,
Latin.
I see you put the link out, but I'm always at work, or I would. It's
Toasty,
like
I
while
would
I'm
100%
finishing work.
No, Toasty, I will 100% go on your show. You just
I don't
gotta
get the
invite me.
link. I never see
invite me,
it.
sweetheart. When does she when
It's-
does she
it's
go
in
on?
the-
When's her show?
It varies.
You know,
Toasty,
Toasty,
put
you
your-
need
I
to- you
ignored,
need
last
a
time I saw
diversity.
was I was at work, so it was
Gotcha.
late afternoon for me.
You need
Gotcha.
a diversity hire. I got you.
Yeah. That's right. No.
Seriously, I never see the link. If I see the link, I'd go.
No, that's good. Okay. Let me ask you something, Nate, because this is I invited you and Arza for a reason because I had this. Oh, hold
Uh-oh.
on. Toasty shows at 5 p.m. Eastern. So
Okay.
that's when
Ooh,
go check out
Eastern, good.
Toasty's show.
Yeah.
I will of
Well,
course.
if I
go
can
on
show
that
up
show.
late, I will. It'll be after
It's a
work.
good time for me. But I wanted to ask you guys this. Okay, so I brought you guys here for a reason because I had this white pilling experience. Basically, I had this
Uh-oh.
girl at my show that was like an OFans model, and I was just like, I talked to her. I was like unapologetically pro patriarchy, and she argued with me, but ultimately she was like cool with it, and we parted on really good terms. We got along really good. And so I was like, okay, that girl was like 24. So I thought like, okay, this is like a good sign. But then I told it to Arza and he didn't seem like encouraged by it at all. You know, so I guess my question is part of like my goal in the pursuit of the creative process is to fucking white pill Gen Z men. What would it take to get you like excited to go outside?
The sun's up.
Are you implying I don't go outside at all?
You
Yes,
don't.
that is the
We're
implication.
just
I thought
We're just
You
going off
told
of
me
things
don't.
you've told us.
You know, it'd be really good at getting me excited to go
Oh,
outside.
no.
If there was a free
I go to
taco truck
work.
out there.
I go to work for 8-9 hours and then come home at night and go to bed. But I never go
Yeah.
outside. Okay.
You don't. Work does not count. We're
Work
talking
doesn't
about
count.
real life experiences.
Have it
going out and
adventures.
enjoying life.
having adventures, man.
I only go to the movies on weekends, and that's pretty much it.
I need to go to movies.
There's nothing to do over here. Seriously.
You know, I will say when I last time went to the movies.
Now
I ran
that's
into
a
Riververse
good
fan.
point. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I
Arthur.
was done. I was saying last time I went to the movies, I ran into a Riververse fan, and that was cool.
Oh, cool. See, an adventure or the beginnings of one.
Nate,
right?
I can promise you, I feel your pain with having nothing to do. It takes an hour to get to anything to do around here, or I can go hang out at Walmart. That's my options. But the
I
point
keep
is, go drive an hour to go somewhere. Go hang out. Go drink coffee at a not a Starbucks. Fuck Starbucks. At a coffee shop. Go eat somewhere by yourself. Go to Hooters and eat by yourself an hour away.
I do eat
It's
by
an
myself.
experience. It's a fucking experience if you go by yourself.
I do eat by myself, and then everyone stares at me like I'm a fucking weirdo.
No,
like I shouldn't be
you
doing
think-
that.
You think they do?
Stare back. Make heavy eye contact, especially while you're chewing.
With my mouth
I was gonna
open.
say the
with my mouth open,
expensive.
just
Here's the thing.
I didn't say be gross.
That's the thing. Listen,
but-
look at who Iron's married to, and then shut up and listen.
And
when
then
he's
look
giving
at
you
Iron.
advice, bro. I'm saying, shut up and listen when he talks. This man clearly knows something you and I don't know. You need to listen to what he's saying.
Now, what I was going to say is demographic is a big problem because the cities are horrible. They're horrible places. I hate living in them, even though I've lived in them most of my life. But then I've also lived in the, in the rural, small town where there's a small town here, and then you got to drive 40 minutes to the next smaller, but maybe slightly larger town. And then half an hour from that to the college town and all that. And that can be a real issue, but if you're in just a little small desolate area, everybody, all the neighbors know each other. That doesn't really leave many, new conversational options. So that is a challenge, but it's not a challenge that can be
It's easily overcome.
I have to agree with
exactly.
Oxide.
There you go.
I have to agree with Oxide that it is a demographics issue, but it's mostly racial demographics for me.
Racial demographics.
What the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean?
The demographics issue and the people in my dating pool. It's the
No,
wrong ones.
you were specific to add racial in there. What's that about?
Yeah, the wrong ones.
Right. Well,
not
maybe move out of Compton. I don't know, or just embrace it, and
Oh shit! No, for me,
I was
look,
gonna say, so Iron literally drove out from a small town in Arkansas all the way to middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, on a dirt road just to date me. Like, pick
So in
me
other
up, and then
words-
goes all the way back.
so in other words,
no,
your husband.
I mean, you can. Sorry.
No, Nate, stop. Let her finish. Let her finish.
Oh no. I want to. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say. So in other words, Iron's got testicular cancer because his balls are
What?
fucking
Don't-
huge.
Yeah, I'm hearing simp.
No.
Don't say shit like that.
Because he's got big balls, is what he's saying. He's got huge
Doing his
nuts.
best. So let's
It's a
I want to
joke.
bring this back around. Selena, tell me, how did it feel to you as like a young woman who's being courted that this guy is like doing all this stuff just to see you? How does that feel?
It felt amazing. Like
I
it
bet,
actually meant that it. Yeah. Like I mean, for someone to take the time to actually do that's a long drive, and then to go from picking me up, taking me all the way to go like on a date, and then drive all the way back, and you have to drive back, and he probably got home about 1 or 2 in the morning.
I've
Yeah.
done
That means
all
a
of
lot.
it.
Yeah,
I did
it shows
all of
initiative.
this.
And Iron, you didn't mind doing that, right? Because you got to hang out.
I
with a
didn't go
kick-ass
home
chick.
afterwards. I went and shot pool with my buddies for another
There you
4
go.
hours.
There you go. You didn't care. You were gonna be up. You were gonna be up to shenanigans anyway. So you might
Right.
as well
I did-
hang out with a cool chick, right? Obviously, you
I-
liked her because you're married now.
But I mean, that's just the price you pay living in those types of areas. I had friends that were, his steady relationship lived in the next state over. It was over an hour and a half drive. That was just normal for that area. Then eventually, as it got serious enough, somebody'd have to fucking move. But yeah, the dating thing was horrible there. It was so much easier when I lived in a city, but
Yeah.
you did have to. Of course, I worked 3 jobs. 2 in one state, 1 in another.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the life living in those types of areas. But it makes it challenging. But like Darnell said, it's not a deal breaker unless you let it be like, well, nobody lives in my town. Well, go to another town.
I did that, and you
Now,
know,
get
it didn't matter what I did for her. It was never enough.
Then she was
Yeah,
the
well,
wrong
she sounds like
person.
she sucks.
Okay, this is something I really hate that a lot of people do, men and women. You cannot base everything on your previous relationships. Let that shit go and move on to the next thing. If you base all of your future, this last thing was really awful. Of course, you never want to go through that again. So make better decisions next time, learn from it, and overcome.
Nate, I'm just saying, if you were a woman, you would have become a lesbian.
What?
Because every girl, when she has a really shitty relationship, she just decides to become a lesbian for like 6 weeks.
Oh, that is true.
No,
Honestly,
I just
men do it too, but women are the worst about basing everything on their previous relationship. So, like, if a girl got out of a really horrible relationship, like, oh, I'm so glad I found a good guy, it's going to be good for a little while, but then they're going to be, you're reminding me of my ex. It
Well,
was
yeah,
blah,
here's
blah,
the
blah. It's
thing.
like,
Yeah, I agree
I
with
just
Iron
ate the
so
last
much.
of the Lucky Charms. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
like, dude, I agree with him so much right now. Like, bear in mind, you're talking to a guy.
Now
I
I'm gonna
based-
set your mom's car on fire. Where is this
Crazy.
going?
The fuck?
Crazy. Now, remember, we established earlier in the show that I based my entire personality on a girl who was mean to me on the bus in 7th grade. So, like, that's imagine and how many opportunities that I look back on and realize that I turned away because I was still holding on to this foundational formative experience, and like and the other relationships that I had subsequently where I was like, oh, that girl mistreated me. And here's the thing, one thing I have to take accountability for that. A lot of the women in my life who've mistreated me because I allowed them to. I had low standards or no standards. I didn't use the word no a lot. I didn't really have any boundaries. And I thought
this sounds like victim blaming.
that's right. Well, and I said the only and here's the thing: the only thing I cared about was how hot is this woman going to look standing next to me in front of my friends. I didn't think about any other dimensions of compatibility, and because of that, I learned to put up with a lot of like not awesome behavior. So I have to take accountability for my picker was broken. My picker was my pecker.
I didn't put up with her bullshit when she was being shitty. And it's like the more I told her, like, babe, I'm not doing this. Like, you need to stop what you're doing right now. It's like the worst she got.
How long did the relationship last?
2 years.
Then you did put up with it.
Oh shit.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
based as fuck.
Damn, Iron Oxide coming here with like
Truth bombs.
truth drops.
I don't know.
Sorry.
There were times where I got tired of her shit and I got in my car and I drove
Hey,
2 hours
I did
home.
the same
Put
thing.
up with
I did
it.
the same
You
thing.
stayed
I
with
was
it.
in a horrible. You know how
Right.
I talked about young, stupid people that just instead of bettering themselves at an early age, they just go into the first relationship when they're a child and stay in it way past the expiration point.
Sure.
I did that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But
I did that too.
And I did. And see, I'm not telling you this because I'm shitting on you guys for like you're just carrying that with you. I did it too.
Mhm.
It was a mistake and I learned from it. And now I'm in a better situation.
It's on God's time. That's what I like to say now. It's on God's time.
That's very smart. That's very smart. I was telling Arza, we pretty much like dating as a man just becomes I like it's just turn 28. That's what you have to do. Just turn 28 and then everything gets easier from that point forward.
I got 2 more years.
There you go. Like just if you could just hold out for 2 more years, and if you spend that here's the other thing too. It's like in some ways, like
Playing D&D with my nerdy
you're
friends.
in a really fortunate situation because you figured out something you're really fucking good at, and now is the time in your life when you can absolutely triple down on it.
Also, Theo,
You know?
you want to picture what it's like to like try and find a girlfriend in for young guys in the 2020s?
Yes.
Young
Yeah.
Joe.
Closest the closest I ever came to like a really good relationship. For some dumb fucking reason, I didn't ask this girl
Yeah.
out. She was great. She had similar values to me.
Yes.
And she needed me
Yeah.
to watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with her to deal with sexual trauma relating to a fetish she got from that movie.
Oh fuck.
What?
And you see, that's what she fucked up, expecting you to watch a movie.
Oh.
She wanted
Nobody
you. Hold on.
watches
Wait a minute. She wanted you to blow her up like a blueberry.
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
what
no,
you're telling me?
no. She had that, but because she didn't know it was wrong when she was a kid, so the movie gave her that when she was a little kid. And
Tell
because
me
she knew it
more.
was
We
bad,
might be
she
watching
talked about it.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory this weekend, honey.
Yeah,
I'm taking notes. Come on.
Oh my
So she needed me to watch it with her
Do
because she
tell.
couldn't watch it on her own, and for some reason I didn't
Aw.
take my chance to jump on that.
Because it's a
What
movie.
the
You don't watch
Well,
movies.
I did watch the movie with her. It took us 5 hours. 'Cause
Why?
She kept crying.
What?
Oh.
Which
No,
one
she
was
literally
it?
she was
Wait, was this the very first one or the one with Johnny Depp?
the Johnny Depp one.
Oh, that's a
no,
nightmare
literally-
anyway.
No wonder she
Literally-
cried.
Literally, people she knew because she was open about it. 'Cause she knows something wrong. People who
There's that-
she knew would follow her around and sing the Oompa Loompa song at her.
Oh,
So whenever that song
no.
came on, I had to like console her for like 30 minutes.
No one.
Why
should,
are she? Why is she doing this to herself?
No one should ever watch the Johnny Depp one. You know why?
This was a sex thing, and
there's nothing magical about that fucking movie anyway. So why would you watch it?
What
it's
what
not.
part of
It's
it?
not
Hold
as
on.
bad as people say. It's
Yeah,
a
what
mid.
part of it was sexual though? That's the part I'm unclear
Yeah.
about. What part was the
Are you
sexual
not familiar with inflation?
I'm with Thor. He's like, what the fuck are they talking about, Mom?
And bro, this was my freshman year of college, so.
Good lord.
And that,
Oh, so you were definitely in it for a
that
while.
person is the best candidate for a future partner I've ever found.
Thank God I never
Good
went to
grief.
fucking college.
Well,
I should also say that the first time we met each other, we hung out for like 10 hours, and she looks at me and goes, Camden, I'm so glad you're asexual.
Oh, fuck.
You dodged a bullet like the Matrix,
Wait a minute.
motherfucker.
So maybe this whole bi thing isn't actually true. She just Jean Greyed you.
God,
No,
damn.
because
Thinking
at
it
the
was.
time, I identified as asexual because I don't feel the need to jump everyone's bones.
She's
I didn't
Oh, okay.
realize that
So
was
you
normal.
You did identify as
I
that.
did-
I thought that she just put that into the zeitgeist
did
for
do
you.
that. I did identify as that, but it was like that is the worst thing you could possibly say to someone who's starting to develop feelings after 10 hours straight.
Wait a minute. She's Jean Grey and you're Iceman, and she was gaslighting you into thinking you're something that you're not.
God,
That's where I was thinking, but
God damn. That's what we're up. That's it.
And
Gotta
that
understand.
is the best candidate I've ever had.
That's the other thing too, is like when we're telling these young guys to get up and get after it and get out there, you know, you have to remember what's out there for them too. Like that's the other part. And because it's like I still think the right thing to do is to get up and get out there, but you just gotta be hip deep in horse shit, you know, pissing up a rope, you know, for so long just to like make any meaningful
It's
progress.
very rare you're gonna find your final person young or immediately. We've all gone through. I've waded through tons of shit to get where I am. I'm sure he's waded through tons of shit to get where he is. Sure, she has as well. You're gonna. No. Well, fuck off.
I've only had one partner. It was him.
Yeah,
Lucky you.
it happens. It happens. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, like the majority of the people, and you're gonna have to slog through the shit,
Slut?
slog
Yes.
through the shit to get through to the other side
Yes.
and find the
I really hope
prize.
this is hypothetical shit because I'm not in the
No,
No, not even. Yeah, not always. Unfortunately, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, tough situation. But yeah, it's
sick as
Darnell's
hell.
right. Like it just,
No,
unfortunately, you just have to embrace the fact that like bad things are going to happen to you a lot, and actually going through those bad things is how you can make good choices in life later, and it actually just like makes you a better
Oh, there it
person.
is.
No,
Yeah.
I'll throw my 5 cents in there. No, you're right.
Go ahead.
When going out, I probably just need to be a little more open minded and not be a guarded asshole. Because literally, when I go out anywhere, I
Yeah.
avoid people like the plague. Seriously,
Yeah.
like I don't like
See-
being around people. I don't even like making eye contact with people. Just
Yeah.
That's
because I
not
got-
healthy, hun. That's
Yeah,
not healthy.
no. Being guarded is a sign of insecurity.
Well, if you went
It's
through the
like-
shit that I
it
went
goes-
through,
no,
I
no.
understand that. I
Don't say
understand
that.
but
Don't say that. Don't say that.
yeah,
Not
again,
you,
that-
Nate.
going into that, you're holding into the other stuff that you need to let go of. But it's
Nate.
also the whole thing is just stop giving a fuck. Like when Theo was talking about
That's
all of
Martin.
those, you know, you go through all these chicks' history, their backlog. They're the unrich fucking versions of that tattooed guy from SNL that's, you know,
Yeah.
slinging
Pete Davidson.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Pete Davidsons, but they're not rich or funny. Neither,
Right.
you know, he may not have the funny part, but he is rich now. But it's a
He's
whole
also a
sea of
jackass.
them.
at
And you
this
know
point-
what? You know why their things are happening for these idiots and not you is because they don't give a fuck.
They've gone through trauma and they're not holding on to
Oh.
it. Like you just said, the shit
Most
I've
of
been
these
through.
people,
Hey, look,
And
this-
it goes
this-
to
this-
intelligence
this-
because most of them are stupid.
they literally do not
When
have the
you're
faculties to
intelligent, it's
have
hard
trauma.
not to give a fuck.
Yeah.
You
They
have to
don't have the
learn how
ability,
to not
right.
give a fuck.
Right.
Yes.
It's not. And look, this isn't a one up on you, but I promise you, the shit I've gone through, the shit this man is going through, that I don't know much about Theo's growing up or Selena's, but the shit we've gone through is like miles above what you've told me for you. Again, this isn't a one up. I'm just trying to like look.
Well,
at
it's
the whole
also we're
landscape.
old as fuck. So
That's
Right,
the other
but-
thing.
Right,
Yeah, you need to go out and
What I'm getting at is
trauma.
we were there too, where we were like, man, if you only been the stuff I've been through, I can't imagine
Yeah.
stepping forward.
Yeah.
It takes taking that step to realize, holy shit, I can move forward. I can.
I
do
think
this.
we need to go and watch
And
the
you-
baggage episode of How I Met Your
You start
Mother.
slowing, you're slowly gating your steps. Finally, then you can look back and you're like, holy shit, my shit's miles behind me. I didn't even realize I made it this far. And then
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be able to deal with what's coming down the road.
Maybe. I just
Maybe. I'm telling you, it's how it is.
and I'm telling you, I know I've got way too many fucking trust issues that I got to work through, man.
Well,
But-
fair enough. I'll say this, Nate. This is something I touched on this a little bit earlier. I didn't elaborate on it. You're at a point in your life where you're a very young guy, but you also have something that you've discovered that you're fucking great at. Like you're really good at this like YouTube D&D shit. And this is a time in your life you got nobody dependent on you. You could just absolutely fucking triple down on what you're good at. And if you just triple down on it for like 10 years, it's going to be something really fucking spectacular. I don't know what it's going to be, but if you just do put like 10 years of focused effort into doing what you're good at, man, it could be beautiful. And I
even
fucking love that for you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, even just like a hard 6 months, you know, whatever, man. But if you put focused effort into shit and you have the time, you have the energy to do it, like women are gonna be impressed with you. You know, that's just what it is. If you just try to do shit and you're trying really hard to do shit, women will just kind of like come over to bother you to see what you're doing.
Nate,
You
you're
know?
a DM, right?
Really?
What you should do is most board stores, they have
Excuse me.
like D&D nights, and they're always looking for one-shot DMs. You go and just start doing one-shots there. That's a great way for you to meet people, and because women are starting to play D&D, including some straight women. That is that could
that's
be a great
true.
way to meet people.
You're right.
You just go, because
The
everybody
closest-
wants a DM.
The closest one to me is in downtown Raleigh, and I would rather nuke Raleigh off the fucking map than ever go there.
Well, okay,
Right. I mean,
okay.
but-
I hate New Orleans, which is an hour away, but I would still drive there because that's the nearest gaming store to me. I would still drive there to do one of these because I might hate the city, but I'm not gonna cut all these possibilities off just because I hate the city, and I would love to nuke that city as well. You know.
Never give Nathan a nuclear weapon. That's a bad
So-
idea.
But look, hey, going back to the trust thing, you said, dude, my first ex-wife fucked my brother on Mother's Day while I was working,
What the
My-
fuck?
and took my trust issues.
What?
My home life was very physically, emotionally,
Wait,
and
what?
mentally abusive. I have trust issues. You want to look at trust issues? I'm the fucking definition, baby.
That is horrible.
get
I'm
past-
so sorry.
Turn
You
I
can get.
think you
No,
need
but
this.
my point is, you can get past the trust issues.
He got married again after that.
And that one shit on me and ruined my trust.
He did it
Not to that
again.
I
level.
missed it.
Not
Wait,
that
what?
level.
I missed it. Wait, what did what?
Say
My
it all
my
again.
first wife nailed my brother on Mother's Day while I was working at my mom's house.
Your brother slept with your wife on Mother's
Yeah, they smoked some weed, got high.
The
From what I'm
fuck?
understanding, it was him, her, and the guy who sold him the weed.
Oh
What I'm
shit.
understanding.
threesome?
So, yeah. So what I'm getting at
What
is
Really
the
put the
hell?
devil in the devil's threesome.
I
eh?
have fucking trust issues, Nate.
Oh,
I have
that's
I have the
not
definition of trust
something you're
issues. You
I'm
can
not
get
laughing
pa-
at you. It's just
No, dude, it's hilarious. It's funny. But what I'm saying is, if you say, I don't know, I have this many issues, you're only limiting yourself.
All
You're
right,
only gonna
Brooks,
limit
save that
yourself.
bomb for a show with actual viewer count.
That's the thing. We got to do a drama show now. We got to do a lore show now. Because by the way, you guys may not know this, and the
an
audience,
origin
panel,
story
whatever.
pod. The origin story
Darnell probably has the craziest lore on the panel. And I used to live on a train. My
Someone
lore is
started.
bonkers.
Someone has got to start the origin story podcast. Somebody fucking do it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to do some origin story.
But here's the
podcast.
thing, Nate and I are still in our origin story forming phase. So
I'm
we're gonna
way
start doing
past
things
mine.
just to
Hey,
put it into our origin story.
Wait. You two started the origin story podcast and interview people who have origin stories.
Yeah.
There you
My origin
go.
story. My origin story ended this last October.
Well, it doesn't have
Wait.
to end.
So that means he's in
No.
the actual story now.
No.
He's in the actual narrative. So that's a good thing because he's no
You're now in
longer
part-
in the
you're
development
now- you're on the
stage.
part
He's
two
in the
now.
thriving phase. Nate, you are
Season
currently
2.
you are in Spider-Man 2, okay? You are Peter Parker after he's lost his
So-
faith. You've got to find your MJ. You got to find your Gwen Stacy. You got to find that symbiote, so you can do a really shitty third movie where you actually have a happy life. Which you are currently in your no faith, no super suit, no powers Spider-Man
bitches.
2 with
I'm
the same
Peter Pa-
acting
I'm-
range as Tobey Maguire.
I'm Peter Parker when he's on the rooftop and he jumps off and he goes, "I'm back," and then falls and barely almost kills himself.
Yeah, you're the oh my back stage Peter Parker right now.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Which
It's
was put in
I-
there as a joke, by the way.
Don't two things. Don't ever give Nathan a nuclear weapon, and two, don't ever give Nathan that symbiote. That's a bad idea.
I would like to see what I can do with 19 inches of Venom.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
yo.
Oh my god.
Fucking damn it. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
I
my
was
fault.
like, hell
Remember,
yeah.
if you remember Insomniac Game, if you guys haven't seen this, Insomniac Games put out a
Nate
Venom
is
figurette,
Spooderman.
and they put an ad out that said, treat yourselves to 19 inches of Venom.
Hey, yo.
For that was the slogan on the
That's-
figurette, and they had to pull down the ad because they didn't think about that.
Yeah, and it's Venom,
Pause.
and he's got Spider-Man in one hand, and he's got Miles
see if I
in the
find it.
other, and he's like manhandling him.
Yeah,
So,
Exactly.
have any of you guys been to the sex toy store recently?
No,
No.
It's
Never.
a blast. You
You?
should go. Now, yeah, of course.
They're
Now,
awesome.
yeah.
They're awesome.
we're in a happy marriage. Of course, we go maybe
Good point.
twice a month. Anyway,
I'm a
So-
Christian.
Theo, pull this up.
no.
We're buying
So
stuff,
what?
you guys. It's just for fun. It's hilarious in there. It is
So
so
what?
freaking
Dude,
funny.
whatever.
They
religion you
have-
are.
They have a full Avengers theme. They've got the Iron Man, Cock
The
Rocket.
Hulk-
They've
the
got
Hulk,
the
yes,
Venom,
yes.
the Hulk. Whoever's getting the Hulk is gonna have some.
Is it?
that-
I gotta ask. Is it the Hulk
that's
Buster
got to
Fist?
just be a novelty because that thing
I saw
isn't
these
going
when they came out. I
anywhere.
saw them when they came out. They're fucking
It's
huge.
like-
It's like a massive.
That's just so you can- that's just
I mean,
so
it just,
you
it's like they just took the Hulk hand off the toy shelf and slapped a sex toy label on it.
Wait a minute, is Thanos' gauntlet called the Infinity Fister or some shit like that? Or
I don't remember what it was called, but it was there.
I feel like your member becomes the fist.
oh no, what the?
It puts
Oh
the
my
it goes from a gauntlet to a glove. Let's just say that. I assume.
And that kind of shit is why I'll never go in.
You should.
I
No, you
guarantee
need
you,
to
would you go to
experience this
Vegas?
stuff.
We gotta go to Vegas. Listen, it's
What's the-
funny. You would have a blast with us. We had so much fun. We'll
Oh,
take you
man,
there in
yeah.
Vegas. It would be
The
fun.
go to the parodies section of
Yeah.
the videos.
Yes.
Just look at the
Oh,
boxes;
dear
they're
God,
hilarious,
the
man.
parodies.
Knowing me,
Yeah.
I would try to catch the next plane home after that.
Why? Why? Why?
Just
This
Why?
is- okay.
After.
Why? Wait. Why?
I mean, that's
Why?
why I switched my avatar to this for a while. Oh my god!
No, stop.
Okay, hold up. There's an adult store nearby. Should I go there and just like live stream it?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's fine. That'd be funny.
You may get struck for that, but yeah.
Yeah,
You have to
probably.
make
Nate,
sure you don't show anything inappropriate.
Nate,
Which
you said
I'll
you
shoot
were
out
to
trying to go
heavily
first-
edit and use the blur function on Filmora.
Yeah.
Just to blur the entire screen.
Nate, you said you would try and find the first plane home. Why? Seriously asking.
I would probably
Why?
be really uncomfortable at that
He'd
point.
be too tempted to buy something.
Okay. If it's
Can I
something
let you know,
you're-
as a- listen.
If you're
I-
that
I used to be-
uncomfortable,
Go ahead.
understandable. But
Mhm.
you won't know until you step out and try.
You have to step out of
Yeah.
your comfort zone because listen, I used to be so scared and embarrassed and like I wouldn't try anything new. I was homeschooled like Artha a little bit. Like I know you said you were only a little bit. I was homeschooled my whole life. I didn't
wish
have
was
any friends
homeschooled.
growing up. So shyness, like doing this, I would have never dreamed of talking to any of you guys. I would look at the floor. I was so bad that I had my parents order my food. It
Mhm.
was horrible. So even like going inside a sex shop, I was like, oh no, I would never. I can't. Like, it's so freeing and fun to just let go.
Here, Nate, do you have a Spencer's near you?
Yeah, she didn't really start coming out in her own. You were in your mid-20s, and it's like
Yeah.
before that, you were just the hot girl that never talked to anyone. So
You found it, Iron.
And
Fuck
then-
you. You found a hot girl who never talked to anyone in rural Oklahoma. Fuck
Wait,
you.
that's the key.
by the
Rural
time we started
Oklahoma.
dating, she had like blossomed, like was going,
Yeah, I was wearing like high heels and talking to people.
making
and
yourself
really-
talk to people.
Yeah, because
Nate
like, you
literally
have to
hit
do it.
the fucking end of the rainbow. What? They're not Nate. Oxide. Oxide did.
For me, it was
the fuck?
like
I'm still
gradually.
chasing the rainbow.
I started working in a poker room in Dallas, and
Yeah.
in order to make money, you had to talk to people, and you had to dress cute, and you had to like eye contact. Otherwise, you're not getting tips. You're not even gonna, So you had to push yourself, and that's how I learned to talk to people. And once I moved back to Oklahoma, I was like totally changed. I was
And
different.
I've told her this before. I didn't believe that a girl like her had all these self-conscious issues and was shy. I just thought she was a stuck-up mean bitch. So I was like, that's why. I thought you were just.
So what you're saying?
She's just one of the. She's just one of those. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you thought I was
What you're
a
saying
bitch?
is
Oh,
to
well, this
give us
sounds
some
familiar.
character. We should
That.
all become male
Well,
strippers,
not a
and that way we'll
bit,
be.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
actually, there's a male version of what she's describing, and it's called selling cars for a living. Like that will. I'm serious. Like nothing will make you better at talking to people than having than eating and paying your rent on how well you sell cars. You will get really good at calling people who don't want to hear from you. You will get really good at triple texting. You will get really good at talking to strangers because your meal ticket depends on it, right?
Like pushing
Thank God,
you,
all I
right?
do
To be
is
Sink or
different.
swim environment,
Right. And the same goes for what I do now.
Oh.
Uber and Lyft, you have to be like talking to people and like engaging. Otherwise, I don't think I could have ever done that either. I was like, I was so quiet that I was unapproachable.
Yeah, unapproachable is a better word than what I said.
Yeah.
You were just unapproachable because
Back
there
off.
was like a whole sea of guys like always interested and just didn't give anybody the
Well, I
time
was
of day.
interested in
And
you,
yet-
so
I had no idea. I was like Emerald's
because I couldn't talk to you.
But another good one, Theo, you mentioned car salesman. What really helped me, because I'd come out of, early from high school into early 20s, horrible relationship, got in and had to kind of relearn how do I talk to people. I got into bartending. And that was my sole income. And I quit my my comfortable job in retail management. It's like, no, fuck, I need a whole new start and something to push me out there. I went into bartending, and then I had to, like he said, and like she just said, the only way to make money is to force myself to be engaging, talk to people. And that did work wonders.
See, my problem is I'm really good at like the first time you talk to somebody. Like I'm really good at that like introductory talk. Anything after that, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. We met. That's
Toasty.
enough.
Toasty's right. She used to be
See-
very shy.
I did the same thing, Toasty. I used to use my hair and kind of, do this, like use it as a shield.
Yeah.
I think we
And
should
dude-
all get out of our shells and say the F word on stream.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
You mentioned the girl on
That's
the
a good way to
bus,
get
and you
this
mentioned the girl on
podcast
the bus.
canceled.
Yeah.
I fell for it at least 10, 15 times. Like
Yeah.
popular kids doing it to me in school.
Yeah.
And like dragging on for weeks, making me think for weeks I had a girlfriend. Like the most embarrassing time of my life was I dated a girl who was insanely popular. She was a grade below me. She was in junior high. I was a sophomore in high school. Well, ninth grade down here was in junior high. So I was in high school. She was in junior high. Her sister was the same grade as me. And this is the 90s. What did you do when you dated someone in the 90s? What would you exchange with each other? The name chain.
Yeah.
I had to go
Pull up that
to the
sauce.
I had to go to the popular section of the school where people who kicked my ass on a regular basis. I had to go hand the chain to the now ex-girlfriend's sister in front of all these people. And that was probably the last time I fell for it. But she had me going for months. I didn't trust any fucking body. And it's about the same about in the next like week or two is when I finally decided, fuck it. I'm being me. Fuck these pieces of shit. And that's how I just became, this. I was like,
Yeah, that's kind of like to Iron's point too, like and even Theo's is like you almost have to grow a fuck you attitude when it comes to people. You just have to be like, if you accept me, you accept me, and like, move on. And it's fun to just break out of your shell.
I never did that in school.
we're gonna
Maybe
take care
so.
of that.
Yes.
No. We're gonna
Dude,
take care of that.
My school years were not great. I was very shut in, and kind of like Selena, I didn't want to talk to anybody, and it's all because for about 2 years straight, I did nothing but get my ass whooped by everybody and bullied to the point where you want to talk about psychological breakdowns? I've only had a psychological breakdown probably one time in my life, and it drove me to the point of almost wanting to kill myself.
But
Yeah.
And every year since, every single year past middle school, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to associate with anybody. And if anybody tried to approach me, I was just so fucking scared of trying to get attached to people that I would literally tell them to leave me the fuck alone. If they didn't, they were not going to like what happened next. It was like that for 4 fucking years. And I think by the time I graduated high school, I only graduated with one friend. And the only reason for that is because she would not let up, and she kept pushing and she kept pushing and she kept pushing. And finally I was like, fine, fuck it. What do you want, bitch?
See, I can kind of relate to that, but here's the thing. I was kind of like that friend, because I was also like, in middle school, I was constantly being bullied. I was getting beat on the regular. Like, I would get into fights on the bus once a week, if not more, like actual full-on fisticuffs. And I moved around a lot, so I didn't have a lot of opportunity to build up a lot of friends. But my answer to that was, well, okay, well, that's my life kind of fucking sucks. Let me make sure no one else's life kind of sucks. So that's how my idea in high school. And, you get bit a lot doing that a lot. There was one guy in high school, I think I mentioned him on stream before, but his name was Thaddeus. And my nickname for him was we're gonna hopefully this doesn't get you banned, so I apologize, Theo. But my nickname for him was Thaddeus the Faggius. He didn't like it.
Oh my god!
He was a new kid. He was a new kid. I went up to him and I invited him to my table with a couple of my friends, and we would hang out of class. And then he decided he had a crush on me, and then he kind of like degenerated really fast. And then I found out he tried to kill his mom and 2-year-old brother. So that was fun, and then I didn't see him anymore.
Right.
Dude, when I talk about,
Show's gone real dark, real fast. Folks.
I'm kind of into it.
Well, here's the thing, dude. When I talk about getting the shit beat out of me, I'm talking about, and the thing was, my uncle always used to tell me, look, you're allowed to defend yourself if they throw the first punch. I know now that that's fucking bullshit. Here's what I'll tell my kids one day. If they start bullying you and you feel like it's starting to get out of hand, end it. I don't care how you do it. If you got to throw the first punch and let them know that you are not going to be put down by them, end that shit. I don't care what you fucking do, because for an entire year, dude, I would get cornered in a bathroom by one jackass and 4 of his little shit fucking friends, and all they would do is beat the shit out of me.
Been there, buddy.
Dude,
been there.
I wouldn't even get a chance to throw a punch, because before I could even think about it, they would have me on the floor. And it was not pretty. And that whole thing in school about how, oh, we have zero tolerance for bullying. Bullshit. They don't give a fuck about the kids. They don't give a fuck about the parents or what they think. And if you go, this is all I got. Every single time I went to an authoritative figure, they would go, well, what did you do to antagonize them? Fuck you. They just
anti-bullying protects the bullies.
Dude. And I'm telling you, full mental breakdown to the point where I thought this fucker was following me home. My mom had to take me out of school for 3 fucking months. And it took my dad moving down here and telling me, go to school tomorrow and punch that little faggot in the fucking face and end it.
Look, no, I agree. I get what you're saying, because I basically most of my middle school years was trying to avoid getting in that situation.
Yeah.
Now I will say,
why I got trust issues.
Well, no, I get
No,
it.
but how many years ago was that? How many years ago was that?
Dude, it doesn't matter.
Remember,
every
words
single
don't
time
count. People can't do that.
Every single time I go out in public, I get fucking PTSD because of that shit. Because people in this day and age are so fucking shit. They are.
Yes, we know. We know. We see it too. We feel it too. What I was getting at is a long time ago. I'm not saying, oh, it's over. Washington, it's over. Because that's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. But you've got to.
There's a reason I'm the youngest here, man, and it's because.
Hold on.
All right.
You've got to take it and own it, control it. You've got to control that. It happened years ago. It's not happening to you still. It can't be a reason why you're still like this. You've got to take it and grab it by its collar and say, fuck you. I'm living my life. You're not going to control me anymore. And
Dude.
control that.
The reason
You have
all of
to.
you are my friends, honestly, the reason all my friends are older than me is because I didn't have friends my age in fucking school. My friends for years were my uncles. And when I played D&D with them.
I'm significantly younger than you, Nate. But I'm going to be
You-
honest with you.
Okay, aside from you and like 2 other people that I talk to on the regular.
I just wanted
like,
to point that out.
Iron,
Nate. I am much
Darnell,
younger.
Selena.
But here's the thing, what really helped me, and Darnell's gonna make fun of me for saying this, but really helped me get out of my shell and get over it was I watched some really important movies. Because I was miserable.
According to our chat, you don't watch movies.
I know, but I watched a few movies and they really helped turn my life around. And because I'm in a similar place. I'm a bit of a miserable cunt, and I've got some bad baggage, but everyone's got their baggage. The thing is, you just got to learn how to frame it so you can deal with it. The 2 movies that really helped me, and I think could help a lot of men, is Howl's Moving Castle from Studio Ghibli and Good Will Hunting. Those 2 movies turned my life around loosely.
Syphax has
reason-
another
Yeah.
suggestion.
Oh no.
The fuck
So
is
those
that?
3 movies are what,
Three movies.
what you
movies.
should watch.
Specifically the ninth one, though. Yeah, specifically the
Yeah.
ninth one.
That's where they really like came into their own with like the plot
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
the budget.
What
But
are
no,
y'all talking about?
the thing is, everyone's got their baggage,
No.
everyone's got their damage, and a lot of it fucking sucks. And look, part of it is I'm studying psychology, so I'm learning to this. But the thing is, there are 3 ways to handle trauma. You can let it consume you. You can completely bury it and let it kill you from a heart attack in 10 years, or you can learn to manage and control it and harness it. So that way, you know what to look out for, so you can avoid the danger. But you also don't let it control you and overstimulate you to innocuous things that you've convinced yourself are dangerous.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think my life's pretty fucking great, honestly.
I think. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. You're
You're
right. You're
saying
right. I think
that,
you have.
You just tell us you have such PTSD from when. I'm sorry, Theo. One second,
Go ahead.
bud.
Go ahead.
You tell us you think like fucking great, right? If you told us how this thing had happened to you, it's still controlling your life.
Jail seems great if you've never seen the outside world.
It's
I
like
don't know.
it's a.
Well, here's the thing. I think, okay, maybe saying my life is 100% great, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. But dude, here's the thing. I don't mind being by myself. Like, if there's anything I've learned these past couple of years since graduating, sometimes I find a lot of solace being by
You
myself.
say that, but I've talked to you, bud, and there's been times where you were like, I thought I had to, like, get 911 on speed dial because you just look.
Well, there are
Do you
days where
find
I'm not denying
saying-
I'm not denying there are days where it sucks, but
I say I'm fine by myself too, but that's
It-
because it's easier to say I'm fine being by myself than to admit that I'm not.
I
Oh
think it-
fuck!
Jesus Christ. I mean, I think it
That's
keeps
heavy.
me, I think it keeps me out of trouble and it keeps me from being in situations where I could get hurt.
Well,
Yeah.
like you said, prison's all well and good till you realize. How'd you say that, Arza?
Prison looks great if you've never seen the outside world.
Yeah, bro. You should at least get a cat in that tiny home with you, man.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
getting
great
a
if you
cat.
had a
I'm not
cat.
getting
Here's
a
the-
cat. There are
Why
too many
not?
things in here that fucking cat can knock over. I'm not
That's
doing
a good
that.
point.
That's
What
what's
about
fun
a
about it.
little
I don't have enough. I don't have enough.
You have
time
to
for a
walk a
dog
dog.
either. I'm at dog. I'm at work for 9-10 hours a day. So
Okay, so you can't
I'll
have a
never
dog.
be home. Yeah.
All right, so
But-
what you need is you need a chaperone to take you out there. Like we're going on a post high school
Right.
field trip.
Right.
I say you come to Vegas and we're just
Yes.
having a blast, dude.
That would
Yes.
do
That would
amazing. That would be
last.
yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? I know you say, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm uncomfortable, or I don't want to be around people because I hate them." You're not gonna hate us, and you're gonna be around amongst friends, and it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna
as
touch
gay
on
as it is to
things that-
say,
yeah,
as gay as it is to
let's
say,
just do
we are a safe space.
it.
I don't think that's
Yes.
gay. I mean, that's just the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll be fun. Let's just we'll have a good time, and you can You can just
Yeah.
explore life. Like
If you
it's gonna be
if you
fun.
need advice on traveling long distances on a shoestring budget, I got you, bro. I'm a
There
road
you
guy.
man.
go.
That's what the
If
fuck
he
I
goes,
do,
then we should
baby.
start.
Dude.
We should start putting upside down pineapples outside of his hotel room. It'll spruce him up real quick.
What's an upside down?
pineapple.
We'll
I'm confused.
we'll
Is
explain
it
it.
sexual? Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Is it like the equivalent of putting? Is it like the
All right, I'm back.
equivalent of putting a sock on the doorknob and then leaving?
No,
No,
it is the
it's telling
opposite.
people you're open. It's telling people you're open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I
it's
love that.
specifically
Open
it's
for
hey,
fun.
2 or more people come in here.
I
This
love
is a
that.
group invitation.
Side facts. I'm gonna try. I can't make any promises.
I cannot go because it is in the middle
I can't
of
afford it.
midterm season, I think. So
I can't
go.
afford it. Absolutely no way I can.
Nate, you can afford to. You can figure out a way to get there. Hell, do a 24-hour stream to raise some money if that's a thing. I'll do one with you. I'll do one for you.
24
Fuck yeah.
hours.
I would,
do
dude.
it.
I'll appear on that stream. And my axe. I'm right here, bro. Whatever you
Right.
need.
You've got my dick.
Honestly, out of everyone, I think you're the one that needs to go the most.
Mhm.
Amen. Amen.
And going back to the high school thing, man, yeah, everybody has stories like that. Some of them are not as bad as yours. Some of them are worse. Some of them are just different. But high school it's a horrible thing. Nobody liked high school. The people that did like high school are fucking losers now. Remember that.
Right. That's true.
Now,
You're not a loser.
you
Darnell.
can't
Quit pointing at
carry
I
yourself.
enjoy my
you
senior
can't
year.
carry high school into adulthood. You can't carry childhood issues. And you got, even though they weren't that long ago for you there, youngin, there's still young things that happened when you were a kid. You're a grown man now. Are you getting bullied in a bathroom now? Are you going to let that happen to you now?
No.
Are you going to
No,
let
you're just
people
beating
just
yourself in a bathroom.
blatantly disrespect you for no reason without repercussions now? Of course not.
No.
And are you going to handle it in a fucking outrageously violent and possibly criminal way? No, that's not it.
I have a couple
unless
times.
the situation comes, unless the situation calls for it.
Sure.
I'm not against throwing fists when necessary, but those are all just things that happened when you were a kid. It's not happening now. You got to look forward, not backwards.
One of the things that we're told in my, because this isn't directly related, but I'm in a careers in psychology class, and we're specifically told that we have to, that anything that we did in high school, take it off your resume. Nobody gives a shit.
Nope.
Kind of like that with your problems. No, the problems you had in high school, you can't bring them to adulthood because they're just going to prevent you from growing in adulthood.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm
And you
I'm
can-
sure this is true for me. I'm sure
I
this is
say
true for
as a
other people.
22-year-old.
I'm saying this as somebody who carried my. I mean, I told you the story from the girl on the bus when I was in 7th grade, right? And that I built my whole fucking. That might be why I'm a comedian now. That might have been what turned me, like, and so it was like a foundational experience that I carried with me for way too fucking long, and it prevented me from going through doors that were open to me, because I just wasn't in a headspace to receive it. So we're talking about stuff we know about, That's
I also
not-
want to say, I don't want you to, it kind of sounds bad, but I don't think we're trying to dogpile you here.
No,
No.
you're not. I mean, we're talking. I mean, do I look upset?
No, just
You were
being, just
getting
being-
upset
always a
while
little
ago.
bit. Always a little
You were
bit.
getting upset a while ago.
Well, I mean, I am sweating now, so I guess I was getting a little upset.
You were getting heated. You were getting heated.
That's all
But
I love, though. For real.
Yes.
Like, we care about you. We love you. And we would say this to anybody who said, like, I'm in a bad place. And I'm talking
Yes.
to anybody. We're just talking that we have life experiences. I could tell you things about my childhood that would scare the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
But we all grow. And it's great to see yourself. I look at myself even as a teenager and go, man, I wish I could have told that girl something
Sure.
different.
Yeah.
here,
I wish I
Nate,
had told that girl to be this girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
here's the last thing I'll say. The number one reason to get over your childhood problems is the last thing you want to be is a lolcow.
Oh
Mhm.
fuck, that's true.
I'm not even kidding you. My
I know where
biggest
you're going
fear
with
after
this. I am
becoming
not.
a YouTuber is I'm terrified of becoming a lolcow.
I don't
will
want to
build my
be a
life-
top G.
Exactly. So no, not him. But if you let your problems consume you, then you will spend the rest of your time begging or complaining about your problems to your watchers. This is what
Mhm.
created TSP. This is what created
Yeah.
EVS. This is what
Yeah.
creates all of them.
Wings of Redemption.
Exactly. If you can't control your problems, then your problems will control you, and then you will become someone who becomes a laughing stock for the internet, and you don't
look at
want that.
I look at my
True.
chat and go, "Hey, look here, listen.
Or just start doing copious amounts of cocaine on stream, and then
Or like DSP, like, hey, DSP, you forget your cameras on. You just have to wank it. You know what I mean? And then you realize
That
your
wasn't
camera's on, and you
DSP.
realize no, it was DSP.
But more than just him.
Oh wait, that went right over my head. Damn it!
Yeah, dude. I was like, I know who you're talking about. Who are you talking
Well,
about?
Okay,
No,
I gotta ask, what is the context of that clip?
No, DSP.
Um,
No, he wasn't actually
Yeah,
jacking off.
stream.
He was doing his usual MSK isms,
Okay, it
and
was
then
an MK
he,
that's what I
he,
thought.
he
I
was
wasn't
making.
talking about MSK.
Well, who were you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Mean.
I'm
So
so confused.
obvious. A lawyer, a certain lawyer. Okay.
Oh, right.
Oh,
too.
I didn't know he
You
did
know
that
what?
on stream.
Here's what it is. I think a
sorry.
lot of men are just constantly jacking off without conscious awareness that cameras
I
are nearby.
guess.
We just live in a world with a lot of cameras. Theoretically, any of us could get caught.
I always
jacking off
check
at
to
any
make sure
time.
this green light's off.
You know, I don't know. This might be a stones and glass houses situation. Like, it could happen to me.
Well, here's the solution. I got a nice little cover. There we go.
There we go.
I think
ours
the
is-
people that get caught want to get caught. It's a fetish.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Right.
lie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually believe that. Or they see their channel on decline. They want to generate that viral moment.
Mhm.
Right.
You see, I honestly believe that DSP is just such a failure of a human being that he got caught.
Maybe.
Well, he also sucks at every single video game he plays to the point where you almost have to question whether or not he's playing a character. Like, there's just no way you were that
Look,
bad
nobody
at
wants
every
that
single
much.
game. There's no way you were that bad at every single game you pick up. I'm sorry. Motherfucker played Spider-Man PS1 like it was Dark Souls.
Well, all right, folks. I will say this. I feel like we covered a lot of ground today. This was a really good episode of Touch Grass. I'm very happy. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Let's go around the horn, do some outros, starting with Darnell Quizmaster Quigley
Hey,
/ Trumpet Lips.
yes,
doing?
trumpet lips. No one has touched on trumpet lips. It's driving me nuts. Y'all asked for it, and no one touches on it. Seriously though, I'll be in a couple hours. I'll be on the Curse of Strahd. We will derail Nate's campaign like usual,
And then
because
you
that's
will
what the party does. Monday I'll be on the MSK show. Tuesday quiz time with trivia time with Quizmaster Darnell Quigley. Then that show will be taking a week off for a back surgery. I will be out for a couple days. But also Friday I will be on insert title here. Then back here Saturday, hopefully.
Poor
Arza, what
Darnell's
have you
getting
got
his
for me?
back blown out.
All right, Arza, what do you got for me? Where
You
can we
know,
find you?
eventually I'm getting back to videos. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I went the entire month of January and only released 3 videos. You know, I was sick, then busy, or I was busy, then I was sick, then I was busy again, and then this week I was supposed to do videos, and then I was busy again. So we'll see when I actually get to do it. I will be on, or as far as I know anyway, I will be on MSK's Monday show at 9 p.m. PST or 6 p.m. PST or the really base time zone, 9 p.m. EST, assuming we start in time.
God's time. Yeah.
God's time,
There we go.
exactly.
God's time zone, son.
All right,
Uh,
Full Metal Nate, what have you got for me here? Oh, sorry, Arza, were you done? Or do you
Yeah, I'm
have
done
more
enough.
things?
Oh, he's
No,
done.
no.
Okay.
No.
All right, Full Metal Nate. Which I know you got something important coming up later today. Actually, what is that?
Well, at 6:30 p.m., we are, of course, doing Curse of Strahd episode 15. This is going to be EST. It's going to be at EST. The streets of Vallaki will run red with blood tonight, as I have promised everybody. Werewolves. Finally, we didn't get to them last episode, but we will definitely get to them this episode. And I'm going to try and use this as an excuse to shift some perspectives for some different characters in this party. It's going to be awesome. Other than that, just working on some videos, doing some gaming streams here and there. Currently doing a live playthrough of Beyond Two Souls. Don't know when I'm going to get to episode 4. I might try to do it tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow we are also doing Sunday movie night where we are going to be watching Prince of Egypt. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to continue doing it down the line.
All right, sounds good. Iron, what do you got for me?
Just the usual weekly Rogues Gallery every Friday at 5:35 p.m. PST. Excuse me. Going to be having some big channel announcements for next month, so go follow me over on X, just like it's spelled. I know it's weird. I'm hard to find on there. For those announcements, let's see the quiz time. I try to be on that on Tuesdays. I should be on this one. I might have a work thing, but I'll let you know right now.
You're my producer now,
I am.
so
Yeah, I know. So you might be producing the next episode yourself. Well, we all saw how well I did last week, right? Let's see.
I'm sorry.
I
What?
try to make appearances on everybody else's show as often as I can, but that's about it.
All right, great.
And you're gonna be on D&D.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well,
Great.
fuck me then.
Why not?
I just
right.
have to remind him sometimes. He has a lot.
Well, three people have already mentioned it. I mean, I think everybody knows. Go follow Nate.
Hey,
It's a
I'm sorry.
great show. He's a
I'm not
wonderful
familiar with this
DM.
D&D thing.
What?
I didn't. So
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I do shows with Mr. Burger and Kira Watches on her channel. We go through little clips of different kind of independent films, just short little ones. That's I believe on Thursdays at 7 p.m. PST. You can find me on the Weekly Rogues Gallery as producer most of the time. And by the way, if anybody's watching and they want to be on the show, DM me because I'm trying to get people for. Well, I think I've got February almost booked up. People for
Yeah, next 2 weeks are going to be pretty awesome, actually. And then next week we got Anna's Gameland, and the week after that we got the return of Gal, green-haired anti-liberal, for a special episode that I'm really excited
on
about.
Valentine's Day. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can find me on here sometimes when I can make it, and that's about it. So thanks.
You know, Theo, I've got one thing I forgot to say. I found
Okay.
a really cool book, and I'm going to start reading it soon.
Oh my
Excellent.
god.
The
Excellent.
Politically Incorrect Guide to Socialism. It's $1.59
Excellent.
at Goodwill.
Excellent. So ours is going to be coming super based. Good. Anyway, my name is Theo Snodgrass. You're watching me here hosting Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass. That's right here. So go ahead and like and subscribe now that you're at my YouTube channel. I'm also getting the raw footage from my crowd work show tomorrow. And so I'm going to try to get that like chopped up and edited and put online. So we'll see where it goes. That may end up being clips. It may end up being one cohesive thing, and maybe both. And I don't know yet because I haven't looked at the footage. I don't know how it turned out. And I just got word I'm going to be doing another crowd work show on St. Patrick's Day in a lot bigger room with a lot more people. So that should be lit. We're looking forward to that. Going to try to get that filmed for you. So be on the lookout for that. I have a bunch of road gigs coming up. So if you want to follow what I'm doing on comedy and you want to see clips and stuff as I post them, and you want to see more cool podcasts and stuff, go ahead and follow me right here on YouTube. Follow me on X. I'm also... It's also oh fuck, it's Tough Grass. God damn it. That's okay.
I'm
I'll
glad you
fix
said
it.
that
That's
now,
fine.
because if you said it later, you might have nuked.
That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'll fix it. But let's see what else.
Imagine nuking a stream. Who does that, right?
Nobody. You could just, that's the
Nobody.
thing. I don't mind, because I've been booed by a crowd until I left the room, and after I demanded their attention. And once you experience that, you can get through all kinds of like goofball things like that. You just deal with it.
That's when you look at them and you go,
Speaking of just dealing with it,
your profession?
Sorry. No, speaking of just dealing with it, I'm going to be on D&D later with Nate, and that's going to start at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for all the people in the cool time zone. I'm a regular on the Rogues Gallery. I'm a regular on Insert Title Here. Both of those are on Fridays, so your whole Friday evening can be just like watching me say funny things if that really interests you. And so, yeah, this has been really fun. Thank you guys so much for touching grass with me, and I will see you back here same time next week. Thank you. Oh, shit. Hold on. And we're ending the stream, and it's happening.
Any minute.